subscribe. Subscribe to my guy, Uncle D. Tell him Big Bass sent you.
Spurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas, an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father, I have black sons. Hey man, I do what I do.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. I hope everybody's having a great day. A little delay coming in because I got a last-minute email from someone that I've been waiting for a phone call all day. But nevertheless, I need you guys to, kick back for a minute. I need to handle something. As you all know, I'm in the middle of my work day and I'm wrapping things up, but I want you all to enjoy this video from yours truly, Don Juan Carlos El Patron, back in the day when I was hanging out doing what I did back in the bachelor days. I'm gonna hit the number 1 button. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna let y'all talk to my man Big Bass Life. Let me see if I can get the proper video up for you guys, man. I'm gonna chill. I'll be right back. And y'all hang out, man. This is Uncle D. Much love. And I'm going to keep showing the world what black
You
men
tuned
can
in to
do.
one of the best black men advocating podcasts on YouTube. Show some love for the one and only black professional. Keep it real.
And be Superman.
You would tune in to Dennis podcast. Keep it moving, mama's favorite of the lovely ladies. All these YouTube men dressed for the occasion, even though he on the internet. Intellect beat you up in court and probably fist to fist. Been around the world, high value. Girl, you can't relate it. Been debated. Godfather endorsed, scared. Kevin said it. Independent black businessman. Yeah, he hood related. Probably wouldn't know a Big Bass. Appreciate it. Talk to me and I talk back. He can litigate it. Walk with me as we talk facts. He opinionated. Staying true. He not only talking, checking court dockets. Only YouTuber putting real money in my pockets. LA back to Houston, taking off. Some Houston Rockets, big O in the middle. I'm Elijah Wan, let's get it poppin'. Championships, we want championships. Keep the manuscript, loyalty and brotherhood. Watch out who you're hanging with.
All they want is comfortable oppression. We'll feed them false hope.
Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Dennis Spurling podcast. One of the realest. One of the realest in the game. Let's get to it. All my lovely ladies, y'all know what it is. Show some love. Yeah, hit that like button. Subscribe right now. On our way to 100,000. Let's get it.
When we're saying that, we're going to give them too much clout.
You would tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him Dennis Spurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling Dennis Spurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking Dennis Spurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching Dennis Spurling. You tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him Dennis Spurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling Dennis Spurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking Dennis Spurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching Dennis Spurling.
You woke up this morning and you disrespected a that you absolutely never met in your life. You a suck ass innocent man.
This is Uncle D, and as I always said this time, I'm out.
Almost to 10,000 followers. I want to say thank you to you guys. You know, God has something in store for me, and I'm going to continue to say yes.
Smooth operator. Come on, everybody. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, welcome back to the broadcast, man. This is Dennis Spurling. You guys hit the number one button if you can hear me clearly. Hit the number one button if you can hear me clearly. Family, my gosh, man, they are still trying to call us in off the bench. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody type, "We are resting" in the chat room. I want all my brothers and sisters to type, "We are resting," because they didn't hear us the first 103 times that we told them. So somebody type, "We are resting" in the chat room. Okay, we are resting. Nevertheless, we're gonna confront a few why few people are still asking, okay, why we're resting, okay? And what's going on is, and this is for posterity, because people might be looking at this in 5 or 10 years from now, in the wake of Donald Trump's 2024 election, all right, people are asking, why are Black people conspicuously absent from these streets? Okay, and for at least the last decade, Black America has been the backbone of every protest, from Ferguson to George Floyd to the gay rights movement to the women's movement, to what was that called? Me Too, voting rights. And yet today in 2025, right now in October 2025, okay, almost a year into Donald Trump's election, the world watches a rising polarization and renewed authoritarian impulse. But Black people, Black activists, Black Americans specifically, we are stepping back. And the question isn't just why, but what does this silence signal? Okay, exhaustion, probably. Strategic recalibration, definitely. Okay, political marginalization, we're tired of that. Or is it something else? Okay, so let's talk about why you don't see Black people flooding the streets this time around. It isn't confusion, family. It's not confusion. Why? Yeah, I mean, it's not indifference. We know what's going on. We empathize with all these people. Most of us do. We empathize with them. But the truth is, it is deliberate stillness. It's a blend of fatigue and clarity. Let me say it like this: it's spiritual alignment. And after generations of carrying the weight of resistance, there's a collective understanding that peace itself can be a protest. Okay, but what we're witnessing right now is emotional and spiritual rest rooted in ancestral calm. And that's the word I want y'all to familiarize with yourself today. Ancestral calm. Okay. And the refusal to be provoked is no longer passivity, it is mastery. It is a conscious rejection of manipulation and chaos. Unity and self-control have replaced outrage as the highest expressions of strength as far as we are concerned. See, the roles have shifted now. Other folks are experiencing the crises once imposed on us, while we remain centered and grounded and still and within ourselves. It's not that we don't care. We are lovely, beautiful, wonderful, fantastic people. Shout out to all the Black Americans. I want you to give yourself a hand. I want you to hug yourself right now, okay? And tell yourself how wonderful and beautiful you are. I want you to hug yourself and tell yourself how wonderful and beautiful you are. And it doesn't matter what any of these people are saying, okay? And here's the thing, is that we've learned something, okay? That sometimes the most revolutionary act is to choose peace over performance and preservation over exhaustion, all right? Now here's the other thing. We've been at this for 500 years. From the plantation to the projects, from Selma to Minneapolis, we are tired. We've carried the moral conscience of this country on our backs for generations, fighting every single battle that others were too comfortable to confront. And we've marched and we've bled. We buried our heroes. And after centuries of struggle, what did America give us in return? A few slogans, a couple of murals, empty promises from politicians who treat our pain like it's campaign currency. All they do is raise campaign dollars off it. And Black America has spent the last decade marching and chanting and crying and burying. Trayvon took a lot out of us. Trayvon Martin took a lot out of us. Ferguson took the rest of what we had. George Floyd, watching that man die like that, and then these people turn around and lie and said he died of an overdose from drugs, when we clearly see that that police officer's knee was on his neck, cutting off the blood flow to his head and his oxygen to his brain. And you trying, that's like pissing on us and telling us it's rain. Nuh-uh. We get it. We get it. You see? Now, what do we get after all that? Slogans, under-resourced schools, underfunded, a gender war ginned up by the powers that be, still over-policed. And so black folks realize that protest without power changes nothing. Now, after years of using us as political pawns, both the Democrats who promise and don't deliver, and the Republicans who posture and don't give a damn, Black America has learned that neither party is our savior. And Trump's reelection, it didn't spark protest because, you know, amongst us at least, because we saw it coming. There's no shock by what he did. You see? At this point, we're just numb to hypocrisy. Black people showed up. We voted in record numbers, and many of us voted against Trump, not because we loved his opponent, Kamala Harris. You understand? The idea of having Kamala Harris, who is a woman of color at best, some would say black woman, I would say not. Bottom line is, we knew she would be better for a lot of people than others, even if her policies would go against the interests of black people. Yet and still, we put the greater good in front of our own interests and voted for Kamala Harris overwhelmingly. Not all of us, but many. Now, what do we get in 2020 when we voted for Joe Biden? We got higher grocery store. We got higher gas. We had to stretch our paychecks. We got rise in crime. We got a weaker dollar. We got an administration that opened up the floodgates and let all these people come up to this country for about 4 years straight. And yet we still voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris back in 2020. And then in 2024, knowing what she had done before with Joe Biden, we voted for her again because it was in the best interest of people. And at this point, we're no longer volunteering to be America's marching force out there screaming for justice while other groups cash in on the momentum we create. We know how that movie ends. So now the silence you see isn't submission, it's strategy. And so we step back and we watching how all the pieces move, and we're studying the board. Because at this point, our next phase is not about protest signs, it's about power, ownership, and precision in movement. Now, we've learned that you can't fix the system by begging it to love you. You fix it by learning its rules, building your own institutions, and forcing the system to respect your leverage. We're not asleep. We're calculating. Shout out to Team Cyber One. Respect. Thank you so much. Everybody type respect in the chat room. That's a good word. Somebody type respect in the chat room. Okay? Because see, this isn't silence, it's metamorphosis. This is the energy that once fueled protests is turning inward. It's self-defense, family structure, political education, economic independence. Black people are tired of begging for justice, and so we're building parallel systems to make justice inevitable. Now, again, as I said before, we've been at this for a long time. You understand? We've been the moral conscience of this country for generations. We've saved itself from itself dozens of times. We fought in every fight, every major battle overseas. We've shed blood, and we're good on that. Especially considering that when we were fighting, others felt as though they were too privileged, they were too safe, or too silent to confront it. We've marched. We've done what we're gonna do. So at this point, we're done being pawns, and it's not about protest, it's about pragmatism. We started to notice the cracks in the narratives that we've been fed. You understand? Policies that we were told were racist sometimes turned out to be more realistic. Policies that actually gave working class Americans, which includes most of us, a fighting chance to breathe. You see? And so when factories reopened, it was our brothers who got hired. When Trump got into office, when the borders got tightened, it was our labor gained value. Because see, what they're not telling you, even though black women are losing jobs, black men are gaining jobs. This is as early as February. And so, we're going to be all right. Whether you're a welder, a truck driver, on a construction crew, small business owner, you finally starting to see a glimmer of light. You see, and this awakening isn't about idealizing politicians, okay? It's about outgrowing illusions. It's realizing that economic strength, family stability, and community control aren't partisan goals. They're survival tools for us, people who have always had to build from the ground up. We're done serving as America's whipping boy and stepchild, okay? Now, here's the other thing you need to understand. They don't understand why we have refused to be provoked. Okay, and what do I mean by that? The refusal to be provoked is they're trying everything that black men have gotten lynched in Mississippi. Still quiet, we still line dancing. You see, because here's the thing, they count on that because for centuries, black people have been baited into performance. We expected to scream and march and rage on cue. And so others can measure the depth of our pain without ever sharing the weight of our struggle. But this generation has learned that composure can be a weapon. You see, to remain calm in the face of manipulation is to deny the system its favorite fuel, our outrage. And this restraint is not indifference, it's intelligence. It's the realization that energy is sacred. And that not every act of injustice deserves the gift of our immediate reaction. Our ancestors understood this in the hush of midnight, those prayers, and then the stillness before the rebellion. That's when we put our work. Our ancestors taught us that timing is everything, that silence can be strategy, and that waiting is not weakness when the watchful are preparing to move. Today, that lesson lives on in the collective calm spreading through Black America, a calm that confuses the heck out of our oppressor and our would-be allies as we protect the spirit and we redefine what resistance looks like in the age of profit for chaos. See, mastery. And when I say mastery, I'm talking about a conscious rejection of manipulation and chaos. It's mastery. It's the moment when a people long conditioned to react, decide instead to respond or sometimes not respond at all. That kind of self-control is born from wisdom, not weakness. And I'm gonna get on that in a minute. Because there's a young Asian lady out there who says that we are cowards or we are weak. I'll deal with that in a minute. Nevertheless, we realize that our outrage has become a commodity that an emotional reaction feeds the very system designed to exhaust us. So choosing calm isn't disengagement, it's precision. It's emotional sovereignty, the ability to stand still while the world shakes, to refuse the bait when chaos comes dressed as justice. See, this mastery isn't about apathy. It's about preservation, self-preservation. Knowing that our ancestors didn't survive by fighting each and every battle, but by learning which wars were worth their breath, their blood, and their prayers. And so to reject this manipulation and chaos is to reclaim authorship over our energy, our narrative, and our peace. What we're doing right now is a quiet revolution. That's what's going on. A quiet revolution of people who finally learn that the loudest power is not to shout. It's the stillness that can't be moved. You understand me? Now, other thing I want to talk about. Why are black people staying at home? And I'm going to sum it up like this. Our ancestors told us to stay inside. We come from a group of people that if you don't listen to what your grandma said, they hit you in the mouth. Boom. That's why. We standing down because our ancestors told us don't go outside and play with them people. They don't even like you. They're not your friends. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go on, just look around, look across social media. Look at all these spaces, TikTok. You see a recurring sentiment among black people that reflects a profound cultural and spiritual shift, one that centers emotional restraint and peace and ancestral grounding as a new form of resistance. The phase, or should I say, let me say it like this. We are being covered and obedient. And that reflects more than personal composure. It represents a generational evolution of survival strategy and spiritual awareness. This is an energy change, a collective withdrawal from that chaos and that anger and that reactionary politics in favor of calm-rooted ancestral wisdom. Somebody type ancestral wisdom in the chat room. We are a covered people, which is a long-standing African diasporic belief, divine and ancestral protection. Then let me say something. We are Africans. Or should I say this? We are of African descent. We're Americans by nationality, but our African ancestors know who we are. Now, we are not going to allow that to be manipulated by these folk who come over here claiming they're our brothers and sisters, knowing darn well they're the same brothers and sisters allegedly, right? They're allegedly our brothers and sisters, but we know for sure they helped sell us into slavery. Nevertheless, let's move on. And I'm gonna say it like this. In many African and African-American traditions, from West African cosmology to spiritual frameworks of Christianity, Yoruba, Hoodoo, Voodoo, our ancestors understood them as active protectors who guide us and shield us in the living. See, the rest being discussed is not laziness or apathy. It's a sacred discipline. It's an intentional choice to preserve energy to avoid emotional manipulation by provocation to maintain inner peace as a means of spiritual warfare. See, our ancestors have been with us through centuries, guiding us in survival under oppression, where black calm has often been misread as passivity, but in truth, it has served as one of the most sophisticated forms of resistance. We have used silence, prayer, coded communication in songs, symbols, and spirituals to navigate environments of constant surveillance and danger. The words peace, be still comes to mind, and it echoes that legacy that the community has learned to fight differently. Peace is not surrender. It is sovereignty of the spirit. It represents a refusal to let anger, media narratives, or external forces dictate emotional responses. This is a spiritual realignment with our ancestors. Having endured and overcome far greater trials, be still is the word of the day. Shout out to K Green Music. So black people, we say we're resting. Or should I say we're changing our frequency. We're not withdrawing from the struggle that affects us. We're evolving beyond reactive protest into a phase of internal power and generational calm. It is a collective understanding that emotional control itself is revolutionary. That serenity, when the world expects outrage, is our own declaration of strength. Let's talk about the ancestors. In many African, traditional African systems, Yoruba, Akan, Congo, Igbo, among others, death does not separate, or should I say it like this, death does not end a person's influence. The dead become living ancestors who remain morally invested in the well-being of their descendants through prayer, meditation, dreams, or ritual. And our African ancestors guide us, they consult with us, and they lend us their wisdom. Can I get an amen in the chat room? Or should I say, can I get an ashe in the chat room? Can I get an ashe in the chat room? These are not superstitions that I'm talking about. These are communications of the soul. I got my ancestors right behind me, guiding me right now as I speak to you. These are communications to the soul. Our ancestors love, admire, protect, and instruct the living, and have given us culture where guidance was never lost. Every birth, funeral, naming ceremony, or prayer to those who came before, it reaffirms the idea that life is a circle. The living, the dead, and the unborn are connected. Enslaved African carried these beliefs from the Atlantic through the Middle Passage, all the way over here to the United States. Before it was the United States, the Caribbean, South America, Central America, etc. Even within the confines of Christianity or Islam or any one of those other religions of the book, none of that took us away from our ancestors because the ancestral logic survived. In fact, it was our lack of adopting formal Islam that caused for them to single us out as potential people to be kidnapped and brought to this country. Largely, that was the reason. And that being the case, we are here because of our ancestors, and we are here because of our ancestors. That might not be something that everybody's going to pick up, but just meditate on it, think about it, align your chakras, and let the ancestors explain what I just said. But nevertheless, the spirituals that we sang about going home, the prayers to the elders who came before, and the collective remembrance at funerals or going home services, all preserve the same sense of continuity. In the Black church, the ancestral voice took on a new language, the cloud of witnesses. That's in Hebrews 12:1. It became a sacred echo of African ancestors and reverence, testimonies about grandma's prayers still covering me, or the old saints watching over us, bridge two worlds. That African spiritual continuum and the Christian theology intersected. This synthesis of African, shout out to Cheney G, this coming together of African spirituality and Christian faith formed the foundation for the emotional strength of Black communities during slavery, the horrible period of Reconstruction, the Jim Crow era, the Civil Rights era. Even in times of turmoil, the message was consistent. There is wisdom in stillness. There is power in prayer, and there's protection in lineage. Today, I think I can speak for the vast majority of Black Americans when I say that our ancestors told us to stay inside. Because we didn't have there wasn't no conference call. Did y'all get a Zoom call? We didn't get a Zoom call. But for whatever reason, our inherited intuition told us to stay inside. Our collective intuition said, you know what? Our people have fought and endured and survived for centuries. And at this particular time, the wisest move is, for preservation is not to battle. It's not rejection of activism, but an acknowledgement that the sustainability is part of liberation. The strength of prior generations lives within our descendants, teaching discernment, when to rise up and when to rest. And this is the same instinct that guided our ancestors to sing spirituals as coded maps to freedom, and civil rights leaders to pray before marching. And in 2025, it takes the form of memes, videos, TikTok posts, comment threads. But in essence, it's the same thing. It's that cultural memory speaking through digital medium. See, our ancestral talk serves as a language for intergenerational resilience. You see? So when we Black folks interpret the present calm as ancestral instruction, we're drawing on this deep reservoir of cultural and historical memory. It means the ancestors already modeled endurance. Their sacrifices bought breathing room. Acting from serenity rather than rage honors them. In short, the ancestors said rest. And it's another way of saying that our collective history has taught us discernment to choose preservation, wisdom, and inner order over chaos when the moment calls for it. Now, I want to show you all some of these videos that these people have come up with. Let me start with this one. Y'all with me? Hit the number 1 button. Let me know you are in here. Hit the number 1 button. Let me know that you are in here with me today. And that you can hear me clearly, of course. I want y'all to listen to what this little Asian lady has to say, because she's not the only one, but I found this to be quite insidious. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Listen to this. Fair use.
All in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting and it is dangerous. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to do the same thing. But make sure you're doing something and stop acting like your apathy is activism. We are not our ancestors. I used to hate that saying because it's disrespectful, but now I get it, because our ancestors were brave. They were built different. And some of y'all are built like your ancestors, because a lot of y'all had cowards for.
Oh, hold on. Let me take a break. All right, let's get back to
ancestors. And it shows my ancestors were way too badass. I already know that I do not measure up, even though I practically live outside. But we are living through our government being taken over. Hiding in fear won't save you and has never won a battle. And it will not win you your freedom either. So if
now you all have told me not to speak over the videos, that's why I'm not saying anything. Okay, you all have told me don't say anything over the videos, so I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna just be quiet and let the videos play. This is what y'all want, right? Like y'all can't go right over there to TikTok and get the videos yourself and look at it complete. So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet and let her talk just like you all told me to do. Shut up, Dennis. We don't want you talking over the video. Let the people speak. We want to hear what they have to say on your broadcast. So I'm gonna let it speak.
If you're too scared to come outside, fine. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. Cool. Stay inside because the rest of us are working. But I will say that I believe that the people who put us in this mess need to be on the front lines. Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA, farmers for Trump, and of course, privileged white folks always ready to play savior, never ready to save themselves.
Yes, Lord. Y'all told me to be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I didn't say no words. See, I didn't talk over the lady. Y'all told me to shut up. So I don't say nothing. Cause see, praise God. But let's hear what the rest of the people have to say. Let's listen to some more people tell us you know, what we should be doing. Apparently, you know, they want us, you know, to come on, ease on up out of here. And so I'm gonna let y'all hear you know, what they trying to get us off the bench. Let's listen to them. That's what they're doing. Let's let them play. Let's go. Let's hear it.
That is planning to or already made a video telling Black Americans why aren't they supporting at the protest right now. Stop it.
Okay.
Do better. Black Americans don't know anybody nothing. Folks are pushing this narrative.
Keep in mind they have something called the No Kings March on Saturday the 18th. That's the No Kings March. That's why this is kicking back up. But let's let them keep talking.
And don't treat us like dirt. It's not that hard. We're not asking for much. If anything, this is going to help the economy. And we're not asking for you to kiss the ground that we walk on. Just treat us with a little bit of decency. Just a little bit. It's not that hard. I promise you.
Yes,
bro, you came here illegally, so you're getting sent back. Like,
that's right.
I'm not really understanding why I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like,
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo, bravo. That's what they look at Black people as. The help. Not as allies.
See that?
Just disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them
y'all
as
to
a
help.
shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against Black Cubans. It was legal. Black Cubans, they have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education.
They didn't like that.
And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an advantage, an upper advantage on the Black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life
out there in that front line.
About the Black community here, and I want to address that. Black American organizers have led dozens of very powerful movements. And they have faced brutal repression for doing so.
We have.
This is something that Black organizers have told us over and over again. Their protests are met with violence from the state.
It's y'all's turn. It's y'all's turn. And y'all want us to come out there and help y'all fight. Let me just put it in perspective. I want you to understand what they want y'all to help them do. Let me let you take a look. They want y'all to come out and get some of this. They want y'all to come out there and jump in the middle of that. They want you Black people, you Black Americans who are citizens in this country, to jump in there and fight against those little army men with guns. That's what they want you to do. Go ahead. They want you to get out there and suck up some of that tear gas like it's secondhand smoke from your homeboy's blunt. That's what they want you to do. Where's that from?
Herman, get back!
They swear up and down we next, as if we ain't on right now. We always on, but let's let them keep going.
Alma. Where is she at? I don't know.
Look at him. That's Chicago. That's black person. Hold on a minute.
Crackdowns. In Chicago, federal agents using tear gas on a crowd of protesters. And tonight we have dramatic video here showing Border Patrol agents chasing a driver, ramming the car in the middle of the street. The governor, who has repeatedly said we did not ask for this federal presence, saying, quote, they need to back off. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, tensions rising as the Trump administration's sweeping immigration crackdown expands. In the last 24 hours, federal agents clashing with residents in Chicago. As some protesters threw objects, federal agents deployed tear gas on crowds, angry about the latest arrest that ended with a crash in their neighborhood. Illinois' governor, who's repeatedly said he did not ask for federal help, accusing immigration agents of using strong-arm tactics.
Yes,
They're the ones who are tossing tear gas when people are peacefully protesting.
They want y'all to run out there and jump in that tear gas. Okay, they want y'all to run out there, all you people that's black. They want you to run out there, and unless you run out there and jump in that tear gas for them, right? So they can stay in this country without having to go get their papers. Some kind of way, you cowards, you sold out. I want you to think about that. Contextualize that.
They need to back off.
Homeland Security officials say it all began with agents chasing an undocumented migrant who they say had rammed a Border Patrol vehicle. Agents then crashing into the vehicle to stop it. New video shows that the chase then spilling over into a Walgreens, where 19-year-old.
I want you to pay attention to this. Now, they looking for an illegal immigrant, and it just so happened to be a black person, a young black man at the Walgreens, out there buying, whatever the hell he's buying. You see what I'm saying? And they just saw him, and just like clockwork, they arrest him. He does not look. Listen, I want you to understand. So, can you imagine if it was hundreds of black people out there? They would refer to that as a target-rich environment. Listen to this.
Warren King says he was shopping. He says when he tried to leave the store, he was tackled.
He's a citizen. He's a citizen.
You don't know what's going on. So get the back.
You don't know what's going on. Does he look like he is Latino in any way to you? He's from Chicago. Does he look Hispanic to you? Like the person they were chasing in the car. We're chasing a Hispanic person, male in a vehicle. Actually, it was a Hispanic female. Does that look like a Hispanic female? That's who they chasing, but that's who they ended up. That's who they were looking for, but that's who they end up hemming up right there. Let me explain something to you. You'll be a darn fool if you went out there and
was
battled.
Just saying, why you running? I'm telling them I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm here. I'm legal.
They knew that. They knew you were.
So they didn't try to hear none of that though.
Community leaders today blasting federal agents.
Not only undocumented people are being targeted, but also people of color are being.
People of color. You mean black people? They keep trying to drag us into this. Okay.
Being racially profiled by these.
They keep saying black people of color being racially profiled. We've been getting racially profiled. We've been racially profiled since 16, 19. What are you talking about? Okay?
And today, the Chicago woman who was shot by federal agents after allegedly ramming her car into their vehicle, today pleading not guilty to assault. Mara Martinez seen in this video in the moments leading up to that alleged ramming. Prosecutors say she was part of a convoy tailing those agents.
David, in a sign of increasing tensions, LA officials are declaring a state of emergency, saying they will offer undocumented migrants financial and legal support as this deportation campaign expands. David,
our Chief Justice correspondent,
not just, I want y'all to understand something. It's not just Hispanic or Asian immigrants. It's also black immigrants, okay? They getting hemmed up too, and they want to know why we not coming outside. Listen to what they having to deal with.
That's why y'all are a bunch of fucking criminals. I wish you would. I wish the fuck you would. Yes, the fuck we his family. Y'all a bunch of big pussies. Don't talk Who the fuck is?
Now this is in New York, and this is clearly a Jamaican woman arguing with ICE, okay? She's mad because apparently one of her relatives got deported. But again, they thought, oh, well, you know, if the black people are getting deported, surely the black Americans will jump in because, you know, they see each other as one. And that's why delineation is so important. Keep listening.
We don't like none of you.
You okay?
No, how can I be okay? You okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I look like I'm okay? Don't come up in my face here because I hit hard.
I hit hard. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say, you in that man's face. The minute they team up on you and tackle you to the ground and put you in zip ties, don't start screaming and hollering in. Y'all big and bad. I'm just saying. Even men know not to roll up in other men's faces like that, breathing that hot air now. I'm just saying. Okay, but you in here talking stuff, man. Let's keep going.
You try me and see what the fuck happened. Nigga, we angry. All of us angry out here. So don't think
we ain't angry. Black Americans are not angry. Are we angry? We are not angry. We've been here for hundreds and hundreds of years. We are not angry. That's just you angry. Okay, don't put that on a we. Okay, that's a y'all problem.
this guy alone. You who you telling get out of here? Why you telling me get out of here? You asked me a question and I'm answering you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh, stupid ass bitch. That's why you gotta hide your face. You wanna go to jail? You call me my mother, I can tell you anything. You wanna go to jail? Fuck wrong with you? You wanna hit me? Hit me, bitch. You ain't got me. Nobody's scared of you. You're a pussy ass.
You better get on that elevator.
I got rings on, bitch.
Because the minute you catch a felony hitting the police officer, now you lined up to get deported. You see what I'm saying? They revoking citizenship. That's another thing. You lined
Then you
up.
go fight, you pussy bitch. You're a pussy bitch. That's why your kids that don't like you and your wife is fucking on you. That's why you
don't like you. Damn, that's purse. She said your kids don't like you and your wife is messing around on you. She didn't use that terminology. Yeah, family friendly, family friendly. Facebook, this is family. YouTube, this is family friendly. It's family friendly broadcast. I can't control some of these people that come on here and say these foul languages. I'm going to reprimand them and clearly write them a stern email, okay, about these harsh terms and language that they're using. But right now, we got to let the video play.
I'm American, you stupid bitch.
You are not American, ma'am. You are a citizen of another country who's been naturalized to be an American. Okay, I'm just saying. So you probably have dual citizenship, but I'm gonna let you make it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Fuck wrong with y'all? You can take me too high. I'm sure in the zone price. You know what to do? Tell you, no. You want me?
Get on up out of here, baby. You get you on out of here because you're killing. Now, what I also find very interesting is you got a lot of white people. Okay, you got white people trying to get black people off the bench. I want you to look at the white people. The nerve.
I think America needs you. Okay, and I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you.
Done a lot.
To ask you to save it. But
it's very unfair.
I think you're the only people who can.
We are. Probably.
All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine.
Why don't they ask the Samoans? Well, about Samoan friend, why don't they ask the Samoans to jump in? Where are the Samoans at? Why don't they get the Native Americans and the Samoans together and all of y'all go out there? Why do you need black people to come in and fight? The Samoans are much bigger than black people. They are huge people. They are big and strong. Okay. I've seen Samoans up close. They are sturdy people. Somebody type sturdy. Why don't you get those big, strong Samoans and those high IQ? Where are all the high IQ people at? Shout out to Teflon Sean. Remember, we got low IQ. You don't want us out there. Get them big, sturdy Samoans and get those Indians. I'm talking about the red dots, okay, and the feathers. Get the red dots and the feathers, and y'all go out there, okay, with the Afghanistanis and the Somalians, and y'all go out there and protest. Why do you need us? You get the high IQ people, okay? You get the sturdy people. You get the red dots. You get the feathers. All y'all go out there. Why do you need black people? Why is it we being called off the bench? We rested. What's up with that? Y'all, no.
Well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Black guys, you can do it.
No, we can. No, we're not. No,
white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit.
We could do that.
I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth.
No.
Okay.
We're not.
We're allowing this to happen. We're enabling.
We're not going to do it, Wade.
The people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them, in World War II, those people are doing that to another group of people.
Sir.
All right? And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying.
We are not going to get in your white.
Okay, you guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced.
We're not going to get in your white
in America. You guys have the most powerful voice. Okay, you built this country, okay? Everyone
notice all the compliments. Golly. I'm proud of the fact that all these people have all of a sudden miraculously learned Black history. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is amazing how much Black history, Black American history, that white folk have learned, especially considering they've taken all the Black history out of the books. It is amazing to me that they know you built this country and you're the only one to do it. You have the moral voice, blah, 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 blah. Why do y'all didn't know that? Did y'all spend what? I didn't know you all even, because we only get, February, which is the shortest month of the year and it's cold, right? It's not like they give us like May or something. We get 31 days in a hot, open summer time. Martin Luther King, March is always the coldest day in the year. You understand what I'm saying? How did y'all learn all this history about us? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Mr. Ginger. Go ahead.
All right, and granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking
mostly
did.
We did it mostly against our will. Go ahead, Wade. Go ahead.
Then you broke the chains of the oppressors. Okay.
Yes, we did.
And we need you guys. To take that expertise and
absolutely not
show this country that it's being evil again.
No way.
That it's being just as evil as before, but because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay?
Nope. And I understand you're frustrated,
we
but
need
we're not.
I really believe that only you could do it. But because America is racist. Okay,
yeah, we knew. Like, you finally admitted it. That's crazy.
If you're the one speaking against it,
it's
going to be conflicted. Okay, but because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters.
We're not going to do it, Wade.
I think you could do it. I know it's unfair. Okay, this country, it is yours. You built it, and they took it from you. But guys,
come on,
you've got to be our.
Wade Ginger is laying it on thick. Okay, he is their country chicken. You were laying it on thick. Have you been hanging out with those Hebrew Israelites? You sound like one of those folks who's been hanging out with those Hebrew Israelites. But go ahead, sir.
Moral compass, or we're not going to have one. We're going to go completely off the rails on some white devil, fucking World War II, Third Reich type shit. If you guys don't start showing out real loud.
That's just gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be, Wade. I'm just saying, because it's just like not really something we want to get involved in. Let's look at that now. When that doesn't work, right? Begging us, Here's my favorite. When they finish with the brown people, they're coming after you. Listen to this one. Here's an interesting one.
Out there that are the ones that are posting all this, oh, we just gonna mind our business. And I saw somebody earlier making t-shirts of like a group of like 6 black people, black men and women sitting on a bench, texting on phones while the country is burning up behind them.
Who's burning the country up, sir? It's not us. Who's burning the country up? Who's out there fighting and tussling? It's not us. Why are you talking up? Where are the Samoans? Where are the Samoans? I want all the Samoans to come to the front of the room. Y'all need to handle this call. Okay, y'all been quiet. I need you all to come on out here. Can't just come over here and play football. I need y'all to handle this call. I need you all you they big people. Even the kids are big. The women are big. The kids are big. They sturdy and husky. All right, they get them out there. Okay, who else is hiding? Why are you calling the black people? All these other ethnic groups in America right now. I mean, let's get them out. Let's get them out there. Where y'all at? Don't get us out there by ourselves, man. Where the Puerto Ricans at? All you Puerto Ricans, y'all American citizens, going out there. Who else we got? We got the Afghanis. They can get out there. We can get the Samoans, as I've said, the Tongans, the other big people, more big people, strong, husky. They got big, thick noses too, just like us. If you look at them from a distance, you be like, look at that N-word with the good hair over there. Strong people. Get on. Y'all need to get out there, not just us.
Let me explain something to you guys. Let me explain something to you. When they get done with the brown people, they'll be coming after you. And if you don't think that's true, you got another motherfucking thing coming.
Sir, your language. Why you being so aggressive with us? Why you coming after you? They already been after. Who is they, by the way? You look like they to me. You look like one of they. Historically speaking, you are one of the they that would be coming after us. But y'all are coming after us now. Yeah, where the Armenians at? Where the Persians and the Armenians?
This is bigger than
and
you,
the Greeks.
Okay? Because let me explain another thing to you.
What the hell are you pointing your fingers
back
at?
And watch millions of brown people be kidnapped and removed from this
Shout out
country.
to Coach
When they
Mitchell.
do come after you, there's going to be nobody left to stand up for you.
That finger's at.
What you mean nobody left to stand up for us? We gonna stand up for us like we've been standing up for us. Where are the Italians? I want all the Italians and the Samoans and the Armenians, all the people in Guam. Who else? Let's get all y'all need to come out here. Where all the Thai people at? I need all the Thai people, the Vietnamese, all the nurses down, all the Filipinos, ladies down at the damn Cedar Sinai. I need y'all to come. Don't be putting this on us. Why y'all calling us out? It's almost Black History Month. What are you talking about?
And when they're coming after you, how are you going to feel when people are sitting on the sideline like, oh, we just going to mind our business?
The ignorance of this.
They always been sitting on the sidelines when we out here fighting. Did you not know that America was only 9% black when we got all them rights for everybody? It was 90% white, 91% white, and about 9% black. Okay, and then a few others. That's what the country was. We did this by ourselves. It's y'all turn. Stop trying to call us in. We arresting.
Other dumb shit, what man, no. It's not the time for that.
Who
Yes,
the
it
hell
is.
are you to
Yes,
tell
it is
Black
the time,
Americans
sir.
what time it is? People, my flabber is
No, man.
gasted. Because what in today's day of our Lord Jesus
Talking, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look at these white folks trying to get us off the bench. No, sir. He talking about they. You one of them, sir. You are the they. You are they, them. Okay, now let's listen to another white lady trying to explain to us. Go ahead, tell us what we need to know.
Until after I answer this first question, because I wanted to heed warning.
I mean, look, you got white folk trying to figure why aren't the blacks? Why aren't the blacks out? They're so emotional. Why aren't the blacks on the front line? They've always been on the front line. They cannot figure. I mean, white people are trying to ponder and pontificate. They just knew that they could push the black button and the black people would just pop out like to come save them. No, we're not doing it, but let her go ahead and pontificate. Go ahead, white liberal woman.
We've had for protection. But first of all,
yes.
I wanted to answer his question. Why don't black people come out? Because that's what they have been waiting for. Okay, so that they can proclaim martial law. All right, the minute that black
Who is
people
they?
come out,
They keep saying that's what they have been waiting for. Who is the they that you're talking about? Are you talking about your brothers and uncles? Huh? White woman? Is that who are the they? Why you white people keep saying they? You are the they. Okay, and I know some great white people out there, some good white folk, but largely the they is the person that you see in the mirror, because it ain't us. Okay, it's not us. It's you are the they. All right, let's keep listening to the little quiet spoken liberal white woman. Go ahead, baby.
blood is going to be shed, okay? And history shows that. There's been multiple generations of black people that have fought for, I would say, pretty much every single minority's rights in
everybody's rights.
Yes. They don't even get to, afford half the time. So, I mean, they kind of need to choose like self-preservation at this point. They're like tired.
Thank you so much, Penny. I'm telling you, it's amazing that they know all our history like that. Black people have fought so hard, and now they're trying to preserve themselves. I thought y'all didn't even know history. I thought y'all didn't even know what we went through. Black haven't contributed anything, and now you all are just come out telling and confessing. I mean, I'm kind of proud. It's not even Black History Month. We're going to have a hell of a Black History Month this year, okay? Because all these videos, we could just play white people telling us our history, trying to get us to come off the bitch and come outside, trying to compliment. You ever had somebody, you the best, man, I need you to come on. Man, you the best we got, man. If we don't get you out there, ain't nothing. Trying to get your auntie to come cook, make the goddamn sweet potato pie after she tired and had a half a glass of Hennessy, and she done kicked the shoes off. Hey, Auntie Velma, we need you to come in the kitchen and make this sweet potato pie. You know you got the best sweet potato pie. And Auntie, nah, I'm tired. I ain't coming in there today. And she's smoking that Newport and sipping that hen dog. I'm not coming in today. I'm relaxing today. Well, you know you the only one that could do it, Auntie Velma. We need you. Oh, I ain't with shit. Let me I'm gonna need somebody. You done finally coaxed her up off the bench, and now she's sitting in that hot ass kitchen with no air conditioning at great grandma's house. The day they didn't have that air. When great granddaddy built the house, they didn't have air conditioning like that. Okay, so they got that little unit that they put in the goddamn window, but it don't keep the whole living room clean. And of course, you know the living room and the kitchen is connected. And they got that pot of grease right there, that bacon grease sitting there at the back with the can in it, the can of bacon grease, and it's hot as hell. All right, it's hot as hell in there. And now you got Auntie Velma in there cooking the goddamn sweet potato pie. You done coaxed her in off the bench. That's what they trying to get you to. They trying to compliment the hell out of black people to get us out there and deal with that damn tear gas. And we like, nope, not gonna do it. Let's keep going.
100 years tired, and we haven't listened to them. And the 92%, they have spoken, and we need to come to the
trying to hear. Go ahead. Say again.
Mosey on to the back. They have fought their bloodbath. Okay?
Is this an OnlyFans account? Or what is she? Is she an OnlyFans? Because I know she got the glasses on, so she's smart. But I'm just saying, why you got your little? But anyway, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead, white woman.
In the Black Codes, Reconstruction during the Jim Crow era, Civil Rights Movement.
You know all that Black history.
Were assassinated.
You know all the Black history.
They know their history, right? I mean,
we do know our history, but we just didn't know that y'all knew our history. Amazing.
Enslaved. Okay. I mean, remember Fred Hampton? He tried to build a coalition.
You know Fred Hampton?
Latinos and Asians and poor white people, and the FBI took him out.
You know all that.
The Black Panthers. Everybody ran from having any association with them.
Shout out to Sarah. Sarah, you know a lot of Black history. We thought y'all was telling us that slavery was 1,000 years ago. And so it's no need to even remember it. And you know all this Black history. How convenient that you know it right now when you're trying to coax us up off. You know about Fred Hampton, slavery, all that, man. Golly, I bet she got the Black hero alphabet. You know what I'm saying? A is for Abernathy. B is for Booker T. She got, damn, girl, that's amazing to me.
They were all massacred and jailed. So again, they know their history. And we're not going to gaslight them into the streets, okay?
They're not.
Because there's other things that they can do.
Quiet.
I'm not even going to get into the fact
We are gonna stay at home. That's what we gonna. There's other things we can't for certain. You see what I'm saying? C is for Chancellor Williams. D is for the deans of defense, the deacons of defense. You see what I'm saying?
Trump is like
Shit.
a white created problem because
Mhm.
that's obvious, and that's just like a whole nother video. But to white
Beautiful.
people, our dictator and Stephen Miller, they want violence, even if we're peaceful.
Yes.
I mean, there was actually like a
Who is they? You mean they? Who is the they? Look, y'all gotta stop saying they, okay? Dear white people, little well-meaning white people, y'all gotta stop saying they. Y'all are the they. I want y'all to understand. You all are the they. Let's keep going and listen to the little OnlyFans like white lady. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
that was issued by the DHS and the FBI. It
Mhm.
was sent to every single law enforcement agency in
Yes.
this country
Mhm.
that had basically labeled anybody that attends the No Kings rally this weekend. We are violent extremists and domestic terrorists.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we know that they want violence. And
They do.
these rallies and protests, it creates
You know.
a great opportunity for them to do that. I mean,
Yes.
you could have somebody like posing as
In the crowd, talking about Black Lives Matter and throwing Molotov cocktails. Yeah, we know what y'all like to do. Y'all done it before. That's why we're not gathering. That's why we're not coming together. We're not gonna play this silly game with you all. Get a bunch of black people together in a crowd, and then y'all have a plant from one of these little federal organizations with a mask on, and then he does something crazy against the authorities who are out there holding the line, and then they all come and rush the black people and hit us upside the head with the billy clubs, and it's justified because something happened to a police officer, even though the person who was in the crowd was a plant from some federal agent. We know how y'all do. That's why we staying at home. We know what this is about. We're not going out there. We're not gonna play this goofy game with you all. But go ahead, little white lady. You know all the conspiracy theories. Go ahead. Let's listen.
I mean, and it's going to be, his fault. Okay.
Yes,
for
it will
sure.
be.
But I mean, they're already violating the Constitution in the way that they're treating the
Mhm.
immigrants. They're going to start doing it to Americans.
Okay,
too.
Sarah, you right.
This
I'm
is
glad
just
you
something
know.
I heard earlier when I was listening to Hawk, and it really just kind of hit home.
So this is white people splaining. They are just splaining away. They're just splaining it out. Let's listen to some more. Go ahead. Let's listen to some more. Go ahead.
Drugs. Y'all just didn't
Mhm.
see it because y'all weren't the target. And you've got slavery and Jim Crow before.
What'd you say?
One of the
Repeat.
things that has been fascinating to watch is the black community versus the white community's response to the second Trump administration.
Okay.
Trump said this week that he thinks we should use American cities as, quote, training grounds for the U.S. military. And white people
American cities, black people. Go ahead.
are freaking out. I mean, the ones that aren't totally asleep at the wheel.
Mhm.
But the black community, and this is just the vibe I'm getting, is like, yeah,
vibe.
they've been using inner cities as training grounds for 40 years.
Ain't nothing
It's
new
called
to
the
us.
war on drugs.
So basically, what he's saying is black people are not fazed by any of these so-called tactics that they feel are new because we've been dealing with them. He says 40 years. I'm gonna say 140 years. But go ahead, sir. And I say that because Frederick Douglass was talking about police violence. Malcolm X was talking about it. All our great heroes were talking about it. And so this is nothing new. We used to it. Go ahead.
Y'all just didn't see it because y'all weren't the target. And you've got slavery and Jim Crow before that. And I shared this story in the documentary, but I used to use a ton of drugs. I've been sober for 20 years, but I used to use a ton of drugs in my college years.
That just came out of nowhere. You use a ton of drugs, man. Okay, but let's keep going.
I was
Go
never
ahead.
stopped by the police. In 41
That's because you white. That's why you would never stop by the police. Sir.
years, I've
You're
never been
white.
searched by the police. But for my black friends, it's unfortunately part of their reality.
Yeah.
And what Trump is doing is
We've been telling you that the police are racist. We've been telling y'all, but y'all said no. How do y'all know this? I thought y'all said this is all made up, and we would just stop resisting and comply, and dress and pull our pants up, and that we would be okay. But apparently, you knew the whole time.
removing the mask from the American empire. We've been using military-grade equipment on black people for decades. And
I thought they didn't know that. That's crazy that they knew that, and they didn't tell us that they knew. They had us thinking racism was dead because we elected Barack Obama. And, you know, and I'm just saying.
That's being used on Hispanic immigrants. And who's next? Democrats or anyone who opposes Trump.
Anybody.
And what white America is finally seeing is what black America has known all along. That the whole liberty and justice for all part, that doesn't apply to everyone. One of the things that has been...
Now, look here. Let me say, shout out to Reed Pink. Thank you. Good seeing you back in here. Look here now. Look, white America. Look, you telling me you didn't see those water hoses back in the 1950s and 60s? You tell you just now finding this out? That's what you telling me? I think y'all already knew. I just think y'all conveniently forget. Now, it's some white folk out there that really are sincere, and they see through this BS. They know how their people are. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, the thing is, black folk are not coming outside. I don't give a doggone what you say. All right, we are not coming outside, and we, as a collective group of people, have said that in no uncertain terms. And the brothers and sisters are telling y'all right now. Let's listen to what the brothers and sisters have to say themselves. Go ahead, baby. Talk to them.
What are you talking about? That you say should stand with their brown brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
is it the black people that your daddies and your mommies tell you not to bring home? Is it those black people? Or is it the black Latinos and Hispanic people that y'all discriminate against? And pretend like don't exist?
Yeah, who you talking to?
Are those the black people that you're referring to? Whenever non-black Latinos make comments about how black people need to stick with their Latino brothers and sisters, it is a clear indicator of their anti-blackness. Because wait for it, there are black Latinos. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what about them? Why don't you get there? Again, I have a renewed call. Where are the Samoans? Okay, we need you Samoans to come out here and fight these battles for these folks. Okay?
Yeah, girl, hell no. We at home, we at the cookout. If you like me, we at the spa, we getting a massage. We are wherever the hell y'all were when we were going through it. Because let's not play these games like y'all were outside. We were outside with our bloodline on the main line.
That's what we were.
Y'all was somewhere else. Okay, now the shoe's on the other foot and it's not funny anymore. And everybody wants a defense. Everybody wants us to run to the rescue. This ain't our battle, baby.
It ain't.
Let's get real. Who voted for him? Who showed up to them polls and voted for him? Now, I'm not saying what's happening is right.
We're not saying that.
Who showed up and voted for him? Latinas for Trump, that's who voted for him.
Lying. She is not lying. Y'all can go out strong and vote. Go ahead. Let's see what else the black people have to say.
Folks.
Hey, what's up, baby?
I want y'all to calm down.
We calm. I'm calm.
I know these videos coming out of Chicago is triggering.
It's triggering to
that is what they want.
Yeah.
Black folks, I want y'all to go home. I want y'all to
We
get
at
out of
home.
these streets. Stop listening to these people that's telling y'all go out in the street and
No, not me.
stand
Nope.
down, fight in the midterms.
Stand down.
Voting. Guys, we knew this was coming. We knew they were starting on brown folks, and now they starting on black folks. Stand down.
They should have been at the house.
Guys, this administration will unalive you.
It sure would
They
been
want
happening
this to
like
be
that.
bloody. Trump and his administration, this is protesting, will turn bloody.
The minute you black folk go out there, it will.
Get
We
out
are.
these streets.
We
Stay
good.
home.
Let's
They
see what
want
else
y'all
we
to go
got.
out.
We home, baby. We home.
Like, y'all don't never get tired of blaming black people for every
They don't.
goddamn thing. Even
don't.
the things we have no parts in.
I know.
Y'all don't get tired of blaming us for nothing.
I
Mind
know,
you,
but-
almost half of the Latinos that voted for Donald Trump.
Y'all want
So it's giving, you know what? We got ourselves into some shit.
Yep.
And now that we're here, how about you help us out of it? Before the election even took place,
We want the help to come help us out of this. That's what the Latinos.
plenty of black people came on this app and told y'all what was going to happen if y'all
It's
put
true.
him in office. And still, almost half of your community voted for the man that wants to keep y'all out of this country. And now it is somehow black people's fault for not speaking up against the ICE raids when black people were trying to prevent him from even getting in office.
Yep.
Y'all want to talk about a cure?
Not all
We
of
were
it.
talking about prevention. And now that we're here, it's like, you know, where are my black brothers and sisters at? Why y'all not protesting? Why y'all not?
I
It's because we told y'all and y'all didn't fucking listen.
They ain't listen. You right. Tell them, baby, like, y'all can't be mad at her. Go ahead, sir. What you want to say? Go ahead.
Asked where black people at. Where are the black people? Why they not protesting?
Where
were y'all at? When we needed y'all to show up to the polls and vote, where were y'all? This is something y'all knew was gonna happen. So I don't understand why y'all keep asking where the black people are. We're at home, moisturized and unbothered. Do I think what's happening is wrong? Absolutely.
It's wrong. We don't like
it's
that.
inhumane.
No.
I wish it was sad.
And I want to be absolutely certain. The vast majority of black people, I mean like 99.99% of black Americans, we don't like no parts of this. We don't want to see children separated. It hurts us. And when black people see it going on, you can hear them yelling from the sideline. We are not relishing in it. We don't take pleasure in seeing this. This is horrible. It reminds us of our collective pain and what we had to endure as black people. We don't like seeing that at all. We don't take pleasure in seeing you all separated. But at the end of the day, a lot of Latinos, y'all got an issue amongst your own people. I want you to listen to this video. You trying to get black people to come out. You trying to get black people to come out and save you, but you have your own issues amongst your own people. I want you to hear this conversation between two Latinos.
I told you, don't come at me with your little political terminology. I'm not political. I don't know more than you do when it comes to political terminology. Yo sé, I know what my raza goes through. Yo sé lo que pasa mi raza.
Yeah, I'm your raza. And Maite, if you voted for Trump, you don't care about your raza. Maite, you voted for Trump, you don't care about your raza.
My Mexican.
You don't care about Mexicans if you voted for Trump, Maite.
I'm talking about Mexicans.
I'm Mexican, and Trump does not support us. So if you voted for Trump, you voted against the same people that you claim that you
live in
support.
This country, okay, if you live in this country like I did, I was DACA, okay? I was DACA. Immediately, I got my papers. I became a resident.
Yeah, you got married, right?
Right after that, I became a U.S. citizen.
Maite, you got married?
It doesn't matter. Yes, I got married. But you know what?
The right way, get married. The right way, get married.
I got my papers one way or the other.
Do it the right way, guys. Get married.
He basically saying you got married to a white man. You married a gringo. You didn't even do it the right way. This is them beefing with each other. How y'all can expect black people to come off the bench and deal with this, and y'all can't even come to one accord? Black people during the civil rights movement, we were on the same accord. We all knew what you didn't have some black people say, no, I want to keep drinking in my own water fountain. I want to continue not being able to go across town after dark, and I want to continue doing it. There was no black people saying that. Okay, but the vast majority of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. Now look, if you're a rich person, I see why you voted for Trump. I understand why. You trying to watch your taxes, you trying to get that money, you know what I'm talking about? You got some kids to put through school, and I understand. But why would you vote for Donald Trump when the man campaigned on sending Latinos home, unless you wanted the result you received? And so now they got an internal fight. And now y'all looking to call black people off the bench. Y'all need to work with each other.
I got my pay. But I'm legal.
No, congrats. And you voted against the same guy that's trying to take away DACA because you benefited from it, and now you hated people so much that you're trying to take it away from people because you chose the easy way and got married. You didn't do it the right way, Maite. You took the easy way out. Instead of working for something, owning a business, trying to figure out the right way, you said, I'm going to get married to an American, Maite. And now you're turning your fucking back on the same people that are trying to support you. You got your papers, and now you think your ass has no shit in it, and you believe you're white, and now you want to turn your back on us.
I'm not turning my back on you guys. I'm just saying, if you want to live in
this country... You voted for the fucking guy that is making you turn your...
Familia Feliz de familia. Aquí. Feliz de familia. Language. You see what I'm saying? So these folk have their own internal issues that they're dealing with, and they want us to dive into it. And we like, nah, we good out here on that. Let's let some more people speak on these issues. Go ahead.
Why are we alone? We support everything
always there for you. And this is why we Latinos are just different.
Very different, because 60% of black folks will never vote against their own community.
We won't.
Don't you see how one moment had you sitting here rubbing your hair talking about something so different? No, you're not.
Donald Trump.
And now you're just realizing you're not.
I will vote.
You're a nigga with a silk press.
No, you didn't. Language, sir. Language.
There are a few things that we need to point out. First, black people stood 10 toes down for you. We put our hand out for you. And more than half of your community said nope and closed the door on their own people because they thought they had safe citizenship in this country. Porque este malditos es unos lambonos para este país. And they did not care what happened to the rest of their community. And for two, the same people that voted against you are now quiet, standing next to you, marching, talking about we're family. Black people know a scam when we see it. And we know the same people that voted against you, they're still in that crowd. And Latinos are finding time to make videos saying, black people, what's going on? Other people, what's going on? And they're not addressing that more than 60% of their community voted against them and closed.
Again, that's what they do. Talk to them, baby.
Harmony and people is calling Black Americans cowards and carrying on because we not out there in the streets.
Yeah, they calling us cowards.
That we had no self.
She's talking about the little Asian lady that I played earlier calling us cowards. I'm gonna deal with that in a minute.
That's what they thought.
They thought it.
They thought that when we was doing all that stuff, like in 2020 and Ferguson and Baltimore and stuff like that, and LA riots and stuff like that, it was just because we, that were so easily provoked that as soon as somebody do something to one of us, we don't have any strategy. We don't have any type of thought process. We just go like an attack dog.
That's what they thought. We was attack
They
dog.
thought that we had no self-control. And us deciding to sit out and being all on one accord and being strategic and not reacting is showing a level of self-control that they did not realize that we had.
They don't even understand. They don't get it.
They thought they didn't know about us. They thought that we are messing up their perception of us.
We are.
They are having a crisis about our identity, about Black Americans' identity. Everybody is. Immigrants are having a crisis about our identity. White folks is having a crisis about our identity. They thought that they could count on us. They thought they knew us.
They did.
And they never knew us because they didn't know.
Y'all still don't know us. Praise God. I'm sorry.
Our motivations. They didn't know what we were doing.
Calm down.
They just saw the effects and they heard what the media said and they took it and ran with it. So even the people that was like, oh, we support you, this and that, the other thing, they thought that we were, justified, but they also thought we were uncontrollable. Because that's why they'd be like, be peaceful. Be peaceful when you go out there. I know you got to go out there, but do it.
Riot against ICE in LA. Let's talk about it. There are three types of Black people who are sitting these protests out. Number one, the Black Trump supporter who voted for deportations. Number two, the Kamala Harris supporter who voted overwhelmingly for Kamala and then saw that Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump. And they're like, y'all need our help now? Oh, hell no. And number three, the older Black people who are like, what are y'all up to? And there might be one other type of Black person too. The kind of Black person that hears something like this.
I don't think Black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a Black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black lives matter.
All lives matter.
So, with that said, we need
to
stop
all lives matter
cancel culture. It is anti-American, it is anti-free speech, and if you can say the N-word, so can I.
Not being able to call Black people the N-word is anti-American. Did you catch that? Not being able to exercise their right to free speech, to call Black people the N-word is anti-American. Okay, check. Let's keep listening.
Whether you like it or not, it doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not Black.
I want y'all to understand what this is a year ago. Okay, this is before, this is I will vote. This is at the height of I will vote. But Donald Trump not being able to call Black Americans with this insidious history that we've had to deal with, this treacherous history, not being able to refer to us as the N-word is a violation of her First Amendment rights that is so heinous that we should be ashamed for having a problem with it. I'm just saying, these are the same people that want us to run out there and fight that tear gas. Let's keep listening.
So, make the N-word great again.
Oh, make the N-word great
How
again.
about we make ICE great again too, bitch? It's a little weird that not only are Latinos pressed, but white folks are asking, why aren't black people out there protesting? Y'all usually ask, why are we protesting? Again, it's almost as weird as this roll-off full of rocks that just so...
Again, where are the Samoans? All the Samoans, shout out to Penny Ford. Why are they not calling for the Samoans to come out and the Tongans? Okay, I want all the Tongans. I want the Armenians. Okay, I want the Turkish people. I want all of you all to come to the front of the room. Why is it just black people are getting this clarion call to come to the front? Huh? I'm just saying.
Happen to be right in LA, right where the riots are, all cut off evenly.
Indo-Americans, where are you?
No construction around.
Pakistanians, where are you? Italian, come on out.
So people can start throwing
the Sicilians, we need the Sicilians
people out there. So y'all can get stage video footage to roll on cable news all night long, showing unity and violence against Trump. Stop trying to use us.
We're not going to be used.
Blacks and browns, we stick together. Blacks and Latinos, we're brothers, we're one. Okay, well, I'm going to need you to have that outlook for more than just rioting and violence. I need you to have that in the job market, too, because blacks can't get a job in L.A. Latinos hire Latinos, whites hire Latinos. If you don't come to LA already in a job that moved you to LA, or you own your own business, you're not working in LA. You know who's working in LA? All the people that they want us to protest to come here. So black people,
that's what
the next time you're asked, why aren't you out there protesting with the Palestinians or with illegal immigrants? Just let them know. You put in the same amount of effort that they put in to get black reparations.
Yes. Tell them, baby. Tell them. They are telling them, boy, they are giving them that work. Let's see what you guys say.
I think America needs you. Okay.
Hasatan is a liar. Yeah. Who said that? Black men, sit down.
I am.
This is not your fight. For centuries, they chained you, whipped you, burned your names from the pages of history, called you boy when you built their cities, stole your fathers, broke your mothers, and still you
ain't got to tell us. We know.
Now Babylon trembles under its own weight.
Yeah, we know.
It is falling, collapsing from the root. It planted
Look like
the seed of its own destruction. And the thunder you hear, it's not
get back
your
to some regular
drum.
Go ahead, baby.
Protest there ever was October the 18th. That's a couple days away this Saturday, right? They call it the No Kings protest.
No Kings, right.
And I'm here to tell my black folks in America, mind your motherfucking business.
Sir, family friendly, sir. Sir, you got to watch your language.
Anyway,
say that in my family friendly broadcast.
We're not going. And those of you black folks who choose to go out there, you get what you get.
You get what you get.
No complaining and no crying when law enforcement seeks you out to get violent and aggressive.
Yes, they do.
Because that's what they want.
That's what they do.
We not doing that shit though. Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead.
If he's hey, this is the perfect time.
I want them to go ahead. Where are
how y'all doing? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. But check this out. Man, I noticed something.
Where are the Croatian people? Okay. I need all the Croatian people to come to the front of the line and get on out there. All the people from Nepal, the Nepalese, I need y'all to come on. It's not just going to be black. I need all you all to come to this meeting. Okay. Not just black people. Okay. Don't just, where are all the people from Sri Lanka? Where are y'all at? Okay. I already called out the Samoans and the time. Why is it just black people that you want to come out here? Huh? Where are the Norwegians? Where the Norwegians at? Huh? Where are y'all at? Y'all need to come on out here and make this happen. Okay? All right? I need you all to come to the front of this line and handle this. Okay? Because it's not just going to be black people. Okay? Where the Bosnians at? Huh? Where the Syrians at? Y'all need to come out and stop just calling us out here. But go ahead, brother. Let's see what you got to say.
With this deportation thing, I just couldn't figure it out. I said it in my video, but I just never thought about it. These people keep saying we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't going to lie. They were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves, we can't be deported. They hate that, and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now they see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast, you know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them. And we just out here popping fans, you know what I'm saying? Well, them fans, and we just popping fans, having fun, enjoying life, talking, trying to get our money right, trying to see what's going to happen in the future. We ain't even thinking about ICE. We're not even thinking about being deported like they is. They want us to be scared like them. They want us to be worried like them. You get what I'm saying? That, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they really are jealous of us. Not just the Africans and Caribbeans, the Mexicans are jealous of us. Because they mad because they not part of the 14th Amendment. They not. There's a lot of white people not part of the 14th Amendment either. They jealous of that, bro. We can trace our family to the 1700s. Some people can go far back than that. And they don't like it. And they jealous of it. And they hate it. I know it burns them up. Like all the contempt, all the anti-blackness they say about us, the rhetoric, the stereotypes, all that. All that stuff they spew. And that one thing they can't get is the citizenship like we have. We emancipated people and they hate that. Oh, they hate that. That burns them up. That's why they doing these scare tactics on us.
That is.
Podcast. She was discussing how she feels like when black folks say that they're not, helping out with any other protests concerning like immigration, she think it's xenophobic for black folks to say that.
What you mean?
She says that basically she's saying that we need to be all inclusive and to help each other out, even if we're not immigrants or even if we're black Americans. And I'm just going to show the clip.
Show the clip.
And I'm sorry.
Fair use. Go ahead. The little African lady is telling we black people we xenophobic because we don't want to go out there and fight that tear gas. Go listen to it.
Why are you choosing to say this ain't our fight the moment you see black and brown people being hurled off into detention centers or being put into these dark basements with no water, no electricity, no food? They're being sent to countries that they're not even from.
That's not our fight. They're not from this country either, though, ma'am. If you're being sent to a country that you're not from America. So I mean, what do you want us to do about it? Huh? What do you want us to get out there and do?
Like, why are you choosing that moment to say this is not our fight?
Because you all keep asking us to jump in the fight, and our response is, this is not our fight, ma'am. That's why.
Why are you choosing such a violent moment where other black and brown people are experiencing violence This is not my fight.
Because at the moment that they're experiencing the violence, and then they're saying, hey, Black American people, jump in. And we saying, no, that's your fight. We've experienced violence before. That's your fight. There was never, at the highest point of slavery and bigotry that we had to deal with in this country, none of those African chieftains sent boats over here and said, send our people back. You know what you said? Matter of fact, you all participated in the slave trade. Your ancestors, ma'am, you wouldn't be over here if you didn't come from an elite group of Africans. The poor Africans are still in Africa. You come from the slave trading families that could afford to send their children off to college. The same people that's in charge now are the descendants of the same people, the chiefs and all those folk that helped put us in slavery. So what are you talking about, ma'am?
It's not my fight.
It's not. And it ain't
You're
going to be.
inciting xenophobia. You're literally...
No, that's not xenophobia. That is self-preservation. Xenophobia would be, I'm glad they taking them MFs home. I don't like them no way. Send them back to their country. Black people aren't saying that. That would be xenophobia. Us saying this is not our fight is just a truth. It is not our fight. We have no interest in it. There is no direct interest in it. Now, we were out there fighting for reparations for foundational Black Americans. Maybe we would jump in, but this is not our fight.
Fostering a comment section where folks are going to come in and say all types of disgusting things about other groups of Black and brown people. Let's just...
Oh, you just don't want us to talk about it. Oh, you mean like when you all call us acatas? Or you mean when those Latinos say stuff like protect, what is it? Whiten the race, blanqueamiento, and you mean like that? Is that what you're talking about? When the Brazilians call us pritos, and the Mexicans call us mayates, is that what you're talking about? Oh, okay, I get it.
Let's be honest here. The thing about xenophobia is...
Okay, so as you saw in the clip, Jessie will basically explain that she feels like when Black Americans are saying that this is not their fight,
their feelings are hurt,
and that they should not,
be quiet.
They're not supporting the protests, right? I don't agree with the inhumane treatment of humans.
None of us do. Terrible. We don't agree with that.
But I think, I think some people are just like missing the point. I think sometimes Black folks, especially Black Americans who have been here for generations, we have like racism, like fatigue. Like we're tired of like the same rhetoric. We're tired of trying to tell folks this is the way we need to move, and people just do not do it. 92% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris, and so many other folks voted for Donald Trump.
They did.
So I think it's more so. I don't think Black people mean any harm by saying it's not their fight. I think it's more so like, hey, we tried to warn everyone.
We tried to warn.
Deeply melanated Black people are really, really fucking upset that Black American citizens exist.
Shout out to you.
Like ones that were actually born here that have a lineage here. Like I keep seeing videos of them saying, "Oh, you're next." And shouts out to Leo. I just I saw his video where he was responding to, I'm guessing she was a Caribbean, saying your president doesn't like you. Y'all gonna be back picking cotton. He gonna get y'all out of here next. And it's like,
where we going?
He literally said that we built this country.
That's what he said.
He literally said that the birthright citizenship was for the descendants of slaves, chattel slavery. Y'all are so butthurt that we cannot be deported. Then they were like, oh, because when it's time for y'all to get out of here, y'all ain't gonna have nowhere to go.
So
get out of where? Where they gonna send me? Georgia? South Carolina?
What make you think we gonna let them send us anywhere? Like, what do you think gonna happen? You think we just gonna hop back in the slave ship and go somewhere? What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, honestly, don't you all say that Black people are so violent? There's a reason that we are violent, because we've had to be violent in this country to protect ourselves as a very tiny minority, forcing these people to accept us for who we are, not claiming some false identity. Like the Irish and the Italians capitulating, we'll just be white, knowing darn well they're not white. They're Irish, they're Italians. Same thing the Mexicans are trying to do. They trying to be white. They fought in legal cases to try to be white, and white people still keep stiff arming them and pushing them back. We are still black after 500 years of attacks. Where do you think we going? Do you not know our history? All the fights that we've had, all the rebellions that we've been. No, you don't. They don't know our history. But let this beautiful. She is beautiful to me. Let's keep going. Go ahead, baby. Keep talking.
Y'all do know that a lot of us literally still to this day own land in this country. And the ones of us that don't know that we do, we're taking the proper steps and we're going through the proper channels to reclaim our ancestors' land. Y'all, maybe y'all don't know that, but it's so ignorant to keep assuming that we are all immigrants. Y'all are really jealous that we can't be deported anywhere.
We are not immigrants. We are imports. Okay. Imports. That's what we are. We are not immigrants. We are imports. Illegally imported. We're legally at the time. Against our will. Let's keep going.
Y'all are really, really jealous. It's envy at this point, because what else is it? We don't do anything to you people. Nothing. We welcomed y'all.
Yeah.
And it seems to be backfiring that we all thought that we were all one just because we share the same hue of complexion. And I know I'm continuously making the same types of videos, but it's like, I keep seeing y'all making these videos talking about
they keep coming for
y'all, and then y'all always trying to attack slavery.
Yeah.
Y'all always trying to attack as if on the Caribbean. Child, I could get into so much that's going on y'all's islands and in y'all's countries to this day in 2025. Y'all are just so fucking envious. Then there was this girl that was like, oh, if everybody has an issue with Black Americans, then maybe it's Black Americans. If everybody doesn't like you. No, that's not true. Because we literally do not start. We do not do anything to anybody. We've literally welcomed everybody that came to this country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Like, I saw a girl saying, Brooklyn belongs to the Caribbeans now. New York belongs to the Caribbeans. And it's like, we still exist out there. And the reason why y'all were able to successfully migrate and set up shop is because we supported y'all. We thought we were all kinfolk. I've had plenty of Caribbean friends to this day that I love and I've supported. I've supported businesses. I've patronized restaurants, shops, and everything. While y'all just literally, not all of y'all, but some of y'all just have this disdain, this hatred for us for no reason. And I think it's really envy that we cannot be deported. There's this deep-seated envy, like a hatred, because we are American. And a lot of y'all fight and strive so much to come here when we were born here. And yes, we've had our hardships and our struggles, and we still fighting and we still thriving. But we are a very, very successful group of Black people in the world globally.
1.7 trillion. Now, let me say this. Okay, let's have an honest call. All the Black people, I want you to come up here. All my foundational Black America, come on up here. 92% come to the front of the room. Come on. We don't relish. Okay, we deplore violence because we're peaceful, loving people, non-violent, beautiful people. However, even though a lot of us, 92% of the ladies and 81% or 79% of Black men did not vote for Donald Trump, we still can recognize which side of the bread our butter is on. I'm just saying, don't get angry with me, but there's some Black people, the reason they're not protesting is because they are actually realizing that they reaped a benefit from what Trump is doing. Now, you don't have to like what I'm saying, okay? But the truth is the truth. Let's start with this fella.
Stupid my community is. President Trump just granted HBCUs $500 million. Okay, historical Black colleges. Donald Trump just granted $500 million. He cut money to Stanford, Princeton, Harvard, to historically predominantly white schools. He reached out to predominantly black schools because he said they are promoting illegal immigrants and all that stuff. So he punished them, gave the black schools money, and black folk out here complaining.
Now I want you to understand what this brother is saying, and I know it's distracting because he got some missing, teeth right there. Okay, all right, little incisors are missing. But what the brother is saying is that Trump punished these Ivy League schools that were promoting programs for foreigners like Hispanics. They had $500 million. So that's $500 million that was going to go to these Ivy League universities that he redirected and sent to historically black universities. $500 million, not 5 million. Okay, not 15 million, not 50 million, not 100 million. $500 million that was taken from Stanford and these other Ivy League schools, and he gave it to historically black universities. Programs that were money that was meant to help foreign national students using taxpayers' dollars. He took that and gave it to black people. So again, there's a reason some black people are saying, I didn't vote for this man. But some of these programs, some of these things that he's doing is actually helpful for black people. That's what they're saying.
Understand how you can support what ICE is doing in America. Actually, as a black man who was born in Georgia, went to the University of Alabama, I've been an American citizen for all 23 years of my life, I actually voted for what ICE is doing in America. If President Trump wants to deport 1 million of them, fine by me. If he wants to deport 10 million of them, fine by me. Because I know damn well, if my black ass broke the law, I wouldn't get a sanctuary city. I get a cellmate named George Santos and a court date. Why should America be a nation of laws for the Adams and Jadariuses of the world, but not Virginia Pessoa Gonzalez or Kilmar Abrego Garcia, an alleged member of MS-13? We have enough Crips and Bloods in America. We don't need El Salvadorian gangbangers too. And it's not just me saying this. It's folks in the inner cities of Chicago also saying it as well.
You will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit.
Now, let me tell you something. You might not say, oh, that's just some Republicans talking. Listen to what this little boy, grandma from O Block says. Somebody type O Block. This little boy's grandma's from O Block. Hear what grandma had to say.
Are smarter than economists, and I'm about to use my grandmother to prove it. This is going to be social media excellence. I want some type of award after this video. This is my grandmother. Her name is Annie Pearl. They call her Hattie because she wears a lot of hats. She lives in Inglewood.
That's a real black American name. Hattie. Hattie, Mabel, Velma, Geneva, come on, Esther, come on, name the rest. Elmira, everybody put your grandma, great grandma name in there. Everybody put your great grandma's name in there. Esther, yeah, that's a real black American. She lives on O Block. She's one of them people that probably went up there during the second migration.
Inglewood neighborhood in Chicago, historically known as one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city. You know how they rap about O Block? Where she lives is about 0.5 miles away from there. When I talked to her this morning about what Donald Trump is doing, militarizing the police in these cities, having the FBI and the DA and all these other federal level officers running around in these cities, she said to me, but Joshua, if there are more police with more guns, won't the crime stop? Think about her living her entire life in Inglewood. When she walks out of her front door, she does not fear some white cop with a gun. She fears these little dudes running around in her neighborhood, shooting at stuff, selling drugs, trying to rob her house. I've been in her house when they tried to break in. If you do not understand why she thinks this way, why she would think more cops would equal more safety, then you cannot talk to her about a solution in a way that will land with her because you don't understand her life.
All right, so you see what I'm saying? So Grandma Hattie over there in O Block, she's probably one of the 92% of black women that did not vote for Donald Trump. But Grandma's saying what? Shit, you could do a little N-word. Get them up out here. Give me my teeth. That's what's happening. So let's see what else. So I'm trying to tell you, it's a reason.
Good news today. All kinds of good news. But let's start out with the obvious of good news. Okay. And
this is is a beautiful sister right here. She is just gorgeous, so well spoken, so sweet.
Good morning, by the way. Well, my president made sure to utilize the tariffs that he's been collecting. You know, the same tariffs that everybody was bitching and complaining about. Actually was able, during this horrible liberal shutdown, we're going to call it a liberal shutdown because this is on you guys. It's on y'all. Was able to make sure that the WIC program.
This little sister right here is from, I believe she's from Chicago. I'm not sure. Y'all know her name. Give her a shout out. Tell her Uncle D said I'm a big fan. Y'all give her a shout out.
Women, infants, and children are able to be taken care of, and they still get to get their benefits. It's also going to make sure that our troops are going to get their pay, which was a concern for me because I feel like that we still have men and women who are out here protecting our country, protecting our people, including ICE agents who are putting their lives and their families' lives on the line to make sure that they get rid of these immigrants. They should definitely get their just due. They should definitely get paid. So he made sure.
I'm sorry. Did she call them immigrants? Did she refer to the immigrants as immigrants? I'm sorry. Did she? That's some new words for the lexicon. Did she just say immigrants? Let's write that down. Demogrants. Somebody call the Oxford Dictionary and let's get the word demogrants inserted into the lexicon. If we can do twerking, we can do demogrants. Okay? Look at you. So smart and pretty. Look at you, girl. Just beautiful.
To push that through. However, this is some more good news. Go outside and look at your skies. Just go outside and take a look.
Somebody said demogrants and demogrants and tethercrats. Y'all are ruthless. Tethercrats.
And tell me if you see something different, because I see something different. I feel something different as well. I'm gonna show you what my sky looks like. You notice how blue it is? You notice you don't see any streaks, any long streaks of clouds. You notice that?
Yes.
Just look how absolutely blue and beautiful that the skies have been since the government has shut down.
Oh,
no chemtrails. No chemtrails. Interesting.
Yeah.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Make sure y'all out there getting y'all some of this good, beautiful fall air. Have you some cider. You know? Put your feet in the grass.
I am.
Get grounded.
I'm going to do that.
Say thank you, Trump. You did it again.
Yes. Some of it. Now look, I'm gonna be Uncle D got love for everybody, but you know, I told you I was voting for Trump. Not because I necessarily support Trump, but I support low taxes for me. Okay, because I say vote my interest. I don't tell y'all what to do. I tell people you are free to do what you want to do. If you are a school teacher, you need to vote Democrat because they are pro union. Okay, you need to vote Democrat. I'm gonna vote my interest. You vote your interest. Okay, I'm one of that 21% of black men who said hell with these goddamn Democrats. They charge too much. They giving all my money to these goddamn Venezuelan immigrant $15,000. Goddamn food stamps. I'm voting for Trump. I want to keep my money. Okay, I'm trying to pay low taxes. I'm just telling you. Okay, so I hate to see all this harm caused to these people out here, but I'm just telling you, I'm gonna vote my interest. And a lot of black people recognize that they've aligned themselves, at least this particular president, with Trump. And I voted in a lot of local elections. I definitely voted Democrat, but on that one, I went with it. I'm not the only one. Keep listening.
Okay. Oh, y'all voted for Trump. Okay.
Fair use.
Everybody in the house hate me.
Shout out to Faquan.
To the Republican vote.
Mm-hmm.
Like this apartment complex right here, I thought I was gonna have
No, baby.
But everything seems pretty open.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. We have eyes and we can't see.
A lot of people don't know that, or they say the party switched.
Yeah. I'm in here watching what he's gonna do with Chicago right now.
Oh man, did you hear the other day he's trying to fix the housing, so he's trying to go away with the closing costs. Right?
Yeah.
Look at this man.
See, I'm
I
excited.
hope you get it.
Thank you.
How is any of that against our interests as black Americans? Okay, the man working on trying to fix closing. I'm just saying, how is that against. You want to know why black people are not out in the field? Because maybe some of us support it. I'm just saying, maybe our own self-interest trumps the problems that you literally have brought on yourselves because you voted for the man that's in office right now. I'm just saying, okay? Or you decided to come to this country without having the proper paperwork. I'm just saying, maybe that's not our problem. Have you thought about that? Have you thought that maybe this big heart that black people have had has shrunk a little bit, maybe a little, a little tidbit? Maybe we ain't quite got Grinch size with our heart, but it's shrunk a little bit because we realize you all are not looking out for us. I'm just saying, let's just be honest. Let's listen to this, and then we're gonna move on.
For this one, but I'm not usually the one that gives a shit. I'm not gonna bite my tongue on this one. The black communities, you guys have been hit the hardest when it comes to feeling the effects of the illegal immigrant crisis in America.
I know.
Your communities, not ours.
I know.
You see,
when
about, I think 24 illegal immigrants were.
Hold on a minute. To me, it looked like, let me see, these folk share something in the comment. Let me go back to a video that we viewed earlier. Let me see something. Hold on a minute.
We need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you.
Now look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Let's go back.
To Martha's Vineyard, those lily white people were like, not my neighborhood. And they worked.
Do y'all see something similar in the eyes here? Let's look at these eyes.
Exceptionally hard to get those couple dozen illegal.
A little glossy, right? A little bit on the glossy
I ask
side.
you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with.
Y'all done got tipsy and got on the internet and went viral. Is that what you did? Wade, you done got tipsy and got on the internet and you went viral. That's what you did.
Out of their neighborhoods. And so the black communities have been affected the hardest. They've been hit the hardest. And you have sanctuary cities.
You look like you've been affected hard by some Smirnoff or some Jim Beam. Okay? A little vodka, right? That's what it looked like. Because I'm looking around. I don't think you would pass a field sobriety test right now, Samantha. Okay? I don't think so. Somebody type tipsy in the chat room.
Like Chicago, pandering to illegal immigrants and putting the needs of illegal immigrants over you. In Baltimore, Maryland, Democrat Mayor Wu. Democrat Mayor Wu of Baltimore, Maryland, absolutely closed black recreation centers. Cities like New York City, another sanctuary ran by a Democrat, closed and took funding away from schools for the inner city kids, for black kids.
Yes.
Black kids.
We heard you the first time.
Away,
get it out. Get it
money
out.
for your sanitation.
Get it on out.
For policing in the schools. To give illegal immigrants free housing, free food, and free health care.
Yeah.
The black community, you guys should be standing up the most when it comes to illegal immigrants.
Okay.
These are not our family members. These are not our fellow Americans. If they were to self-deport and come back legally, they would be welcomed with open arms. The way I see it here is I shouldn't have to pay $622.62 a month for just me. That's not even including my 2 sons. That's what I pay every month.
We know you got a stash at the house.
For free health, for my health care. It's not free. $622.62. You see, if they come back legally, of course.
What? Somebody let me know what she's been drinking. What is this? This is not Patron. What is it that she's been drinking?
They'd have to pay, like all of us do. So I don't.
Is it Jim Beam? What has she been drinking?
Understand why more black people aren't standing up and saying something when your neighborhoods were affected the worst.
Okay.
There are some black content creators that are speaking up against it because they are brave enough
Somebody said she got 2 black sons.
to stand up. But when they do, you call them Uncle Toms. And the
boy, you are telling the
C
truth.
word, COONS. That's what you call them.
How do you know all this about us? How do all these white people know our history and our internal conversation? How do y'all know all that? Why are y'all paying so much attention to what we got going on over here in Blackistan?
When they're just trying to make sense of why the black communities were hit the hardest, you shit on them. Oh, you must be MAGA. You know what? Damn straight. Damn straight I'm MAGA, and I am not going to apologize for that ever. Ever.
I see.
Hey, I just have a question for the black.
That's the conversation she had with her mom and her aunties. Why did you end up dating that black man? Oh my God. I'm not apologizing forever. Never. Okay? Ever. Go ahead, baby. Did you at least take your shoes off?
Community. How long have the Democrats been promising reparations to you? How long? 60 years? Have you gotten any yet?
Look at them eyes. Look at that. Look at that. See that right there? See, look at. I want you to look at the face of honesty. Let me. Okay, whatever she been drinking. Okay, we need to give everybody a pint of that and have a conversation because she telling the truth. All right, shout out to her. Now let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, somebody said Night Train. I'm thinking a little Mad Dog 2020, a little the green kind, little Mad Dog 2020. Now let me go ahead and do what I do. Now again, if you learn something, I should earn something. I don't have to say that. But I want to talk about these tactics being used to convince black people what we are supposed to do right now. Okay? You got folk out here telling us that, they're trying to say that we should be afraid of the chaos, that we should, telling us that if we don't get involved, America's going to collapse, right? That there'll be a race war. But let's be honest, we've already lived through America's race war. Hell, we are America's race war. It just wasn't televised in the way they thought. Okay, they don't really tell it in the history books. But the war started when the first African was chained and forced into a ship. And it continued through, through Lash and the auction block and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and redlining and the drug wars and mass incarceration. None of that ever stopped. So when they warning us about this coming war, we've been living one. It's just been one-sided. Matter of fact, now what you see happening is, they want us to pick sides in these internal conflicts, and they want black people to pick a side to fight that was never ours. Conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, Protestant, Catholic, these religious wars versus these secular wars, even these white ethnic groups versus other white ethnic groups. They just want us to, we're not involved in that, in those power struggles. That's not our moral duty to do that. You see? And then the other thing they keep saying is after they finish with them, they're going to come for us. Okay, that's the last card that they try, right? They try to, when shame doesn't work, they'll say, if you don't act now for brown people or Asian people, tomorrow they'll come for you. It's a classic play, divide, conquer, and pick off whoever's left. That's what they're saying. The line is supposed to terrify us. It's supposed to be afraid, get us to jump off the bench and do their bidding. But here's the blunt truth. What are we supposed to do? Okay. Or should I say, what is it that they have done, they can do to us that they haven't already done? We lived through everything they claim will happen. We've survived oppression, legal theft of our land, social abandonment, the media basically just vilifying us at every turn. We know the script because we wrote much of it with our blood and labor. So what does that mean for our response? I mean, what do you want us to say, right? Look, what they need to understand is we having a moment of clarity, we're preparing, and we already have an unbreakable resolve. The other thing is, family, they keep saying we owe them one. And now I want to kind of get into the broadcast, really what I like to do, because I like to wrap things in some historical context. And what do I mean when I say they? Well, what I'm saying is I think one of the most insidious things that has been coming out of many of these Latinos is they're basically saying that they're entitled to our help. We owe them a debt, okay? Because they helped free us during slavery, because Mexico allowed blacks to come to Mexico. Have y'all heard that? Okay, because it was free or a free sanctuary. Basically, they're Latinos are saying we owe them, right? This is the claim that we're getting from them. Now, you hear that a lot. You owe us. Mexico freed black people. We gave you sanctuary during slavery. It's a neat line, but it's misleading, and here's why, okay? Number one, we're not going to forget what really happened. Let's start with that. We know our history, and we need to set the record straight. The so-called Underground Railroad to Mexico, right? First of all, understand that Mexico was not some spotless bastion of safety and multiracialism. All right, Mexico had one of the largest enslaved populations in the Americas. It existed right there. Slavery in Mexico, think about it. Slavery in the United States ended in 1865. Slavery in Mexico ended 36 years earlier, barely, okay, in 1829. And the U.S. formally abolished it. All right, about 30 years apart. That's a very narrow window. So what we basically said before 1829, black folk were not able to run. So from 1619 to 1829, you took your black behind down to Mexico, you're going to be a slave again. You're just going to be speaking Spanish. Instead of picking cotton, you'd be out there picking corn and down in the mine somewhere. So so we're talking about a 30-year time period, okay? Now let's put that in place. So that's the narrow time period, all right? Now, again, they're saying Mexico, okay, in that 30-year time period, Mexico was a sanctuary for 30 years. That's what they're saying. All right? Let's talk about it. Are y'all learning something? Before I get too carried away, y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I want each and every person in this chat room, if you are not subscribed to this channel, if you don't see benefit in subscribing to this channel, that's unfortunate. I need you all to subscribe to the channel. I need you all to hit the like button. But more importantly, I need you all to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget. Okay, don't do it later. Subscribe now. I want to see my subscriptions go up. All right, we're working here. Subscribe to the channel. Half the people who view my broadcast every day, whether you're looking at it live or later, subscribe. And keep in mind, YouTube will unsubscribe you. There's absolutely no reason I shouldn't have 250, 300,000 followers, subscribers. But unfortunately, I've been, saying these things for a long time, saying these unfavorable things. And so YouTube artificially unsubscribes people to my channel. I probably had thousands of people unsubscribe. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd like to get that 100,000 in the next few months, God willing. But nevertheless, so Mexico is basically saying, the Mexicans are saying, well, we greeted these black slaves with open arms. Okay. And I've already established that couldn't have been more than a 30-year time period. Okay. Now, understand this. It wasn't these white or mestizo elites that you see here. who think they're better than black people. Okay, it was the Afro-Mexicans, the people of African descent inside Mexico that embraced us for that 30 years. Here's something that many of you may not know. The second president of Mexico was an Afro-Mexican. He was a black man or a man of African descent. His name was Vincent Guerrero. He was the one that abolished slavery. Okay? Now, that was unfavorable. The Mexican elites didn't like that. And what did they do in response? They assassinated the man very soon thereafter. They unalived him, the president. That's what they did. And so these very people who are now claiming this moral high ground, you know, they were among the people who couldn't tolerate a black man leading their nation. Now let's talk some numbers, because let's get down to the nitty gritty. How many people do you think black Americans who fled Mexico or fled to Mexico from the United States down? But keep in mind, some of these places weren't even states at the time. Some of the stuff on the other side of the Mississippi was just territory. Shout out to Alabama, Clay Child. How many people do you think in that 30-year time period after slavery was abolished in 1829 to 1860, when the Civil War started, how many black people do you think? Give me a number that they're bragging on. How many do you all think? Because we're going to talk these numbers. All right, how many do y'all think? 1 million? You think 1 million black people? 1.5 million? How many y'all think? 100,000, right? Had to be at least 100,000 because they're making a big deal about it, right? They're making a big deal about it. So it must have been a huge number, right? Historians estimate that it was between 5,000 and 10,000 black people, enslaved Africans or their descendants that crossed into Mexico in that roughly 30-year time period. That's a mega church. You could fill up one mega church, and that ain't even the 12 o'clock service for the drunk people that come in after they sober up from the club. That's the early morning service. That's a 5,000 to 10,000 people. That's one mega church in America. One mega church full of black folk decided to walk down there to Mexico, cross the Mexican border, all right, in that time period. That is a tiny fraction of the millions of black people. It was at least 4 million black people in the United States in 1860, according to the census. And so of that 4 million, you telling me 5,000 to 10,000 people out of million, and you want all of us to jump in because 5,000, 10,000 black Americans who were enslaved at the time went to Mexico. That's not a mass exodus. That is a trickle. You understand me? And many who went south weren't simply rescued. What you got to understand is they were invited. They made deals with the Mexican government. You see, look at the black Seminoles, who are currently called the Muskogos. They were formerly enslaved people who fought for their own freedom for 100 years. Shout out to Faye Kwan. They fought for 100 years in Florida, in the swamps of Florida. The U.S. Army tried to invade them 1, 2, 3 times, never could win, and they finally got them up out of there. They said, okay, we'll go to Oklahoma. All right? These are people, and then they went over to Oklahoma, and then they negotiated with the Mexican government and said, look, we don't want to be here, all right? And so Mexico said, look, we'll give y'all land if y'all come down here, but what you got to do is you got to put your life on the line again. You all have proved yourself to be excellent fighters. We want you to come down here and defend the northern border against these hostile Indian tribes. You know what I'm saying? Who better to fight than black Indian? Y'all know them better than we do. So they had a mutual defense agreement. This wasn't charity. This wasn't a freebie. You understand? The other thing is the abolition of slavery in Mexico came from the courage of Afro-descendant reformers, not these white mestizos, not these white Spanish, these Mexican elites. Those elites were often slaveholders themselves. So the notion that all Latinos collectively, Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, Venezuelans, all of these people help free black people is historically false on its face. Let us be clear. We respect the truth. Mexico abolished abolition of slavery. It matters. Okay, and those who fought for it deserve recognition. but twisting that moment into a narrative that Black Americans owe a debt to all these Mexicans who are getting deported, it's manipulative and it's historically dishonest. The reality is Black people and Afro descendants have fought for freedom everywhere we've set foot, in North America, the Caribbean, Latin America, not because others gave it to us, but because we took it. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is this, and let's be blunt and clear. When folks try to tell you that the Mexicans stood shoulder to shoulder with Black Americans, because this is another thing, and brothers keep saying, sisters keep, where were y'all at, right? And before I go on, even in Mexico right now, they just began to acknowledge these Afro-Mexicans in that country right now. Just keep in mind, they just acknowledged them as Mexicans. Okay, so you know, it wasn't a sanctuary of love and joy and multiracialism down there for Black folk too. They've been dealing with a lot of prejudice. But let's slide back to the civil rights movement. Okay, let's ease on back down to that. All right. Okay. Now, again, in the United States, you had a lot of Mexican American organizations historically. They did not pursue a brown identity. They pursued assimilation because they had different proprieties. We as Black people, we wanted to be Black. We just wanted to be accepted as Americans and for what we were, Black people, descended from Africans, slaves, colored folk, whatever you want to call it. Mexicans, on the other hand, look at the record. In the 1930 census, the federal government briefly classified Mexicans as a race. And the influential Mexican American groups, including an organization called LULAC, L-U-L-A-C, look it up. These people lobbied to return to being white. These brown people, you've seen Mexican, these brown people said, no, we want to be classified as white. Okay, ever since, so they fought to be reclassified as white. That tells you something about the political strategy that they had at the time. Okay, our survival and their taxes were they wanted to survive through assimilation. Okay, you see, they didn't want to participate in the Black civil rights campaigns and be recognized for what they are as Black. They said, no, we'll just blend in with the white folks. You see, that's what they wanted to do. So you need to understand that. And in fact, some of their leaders said, hey, you know what? We're not involved in that. You see? Let the Negro fight his own battles, was what one of their leaders said. Let the Negro fight his own battles. One of the presidents of LULAC said that. So you need to understand what's really going on. Understand that. Now, the cold part that we need to really address is this. Why do these people feel like they're entitled to our protection? Why do these Latinos and all these other, we understand why the Africans think that we're supposed to jump in with them. Brother, that's funny. We brother, until we start talking about how about those papers. How about that dual citizenship? Oh, no. We brother, until we talk about, well, brother, why did you and your sisters sell us into slavery? Oh, no, we want the same people. We were not the same people. No, we're different. Oh, so we are brothers when it's convenient to you. But when we start talking about, well, where was this brotherly and family unity when y'all sold it? Oh, no, we weren't the same tribe. Think about that. Now, let's slide so we understand where they're coming from. All right? Now, let's slide on into this conversation about why these Latinos feel entitled to that protection, our help, okay? Why do they think we're the help? Okay, and many of you all may not understand this, some do. They come from nations structured by a rigid class and color hierarchy. The system where the light-skinned and white-looking Latinos and elites, they sit comfortably at the top, and the Black people and the indigenous people, they're pressed to the bottom. And that mindset doesn't disappear when they arrive in America. it just gets repackaged into this polite language. They still expect Black Americans to be moral foot soldiers, the ones who take the hits so they can keep their hands clean and their reputations intact. And when we don't jump up and fight on command, they're offended. They interpret our silence as arrogance. You see, to them, our refusal to bleed on their behalf is ungrateful. Our refusal to jump out there and inhale tear gas, how dare they? And see, that deep programming runs. They see our restraint not as sovereignty, but as betrayal. See, understand this. These beliefs aren't new. They're imported through everywhere through Latin America, the Caribbean, Asia, the Middle East. You'll find the same formula: white or light at the top, brown in the middle, and black on the bottom. And in those societies, blackness is something to escape, not embrace. So when immigrants from those countries come to America, they bring those same class reflexes with them. They look at foundational Black Americans not as equals, but as people who are supposed to be at the bottom. And that's why, they feel comfortable trying to demand that we come to the front of the line, not the Samoans. They don't want the Samoans. They don't want the Lebanese. They're not asking the Syrians. They're not asking, come on, the Armenians haven't got a phone call, have they? Not at all. Who's been getting the phone calls? Why aren't they calling the Lithuanians out? Where are the Bosnians and the Serbians? Why are they not coming out? Where are the Pakistanis? Why haven't they called them out? Because they're not Black. You see? See, these people are conditioned to see us as beneath them. You see? And they can't believe that we have the discipline to stand still and say, no, this ain't our fight. And that's why they're so offended. You see? So family, understand this. You're not selfish for protecting yourself. You're not heartless for setting boundaries. You're not betraying humanity by refusing to be someone else's shield, because history proves when the fight for everybody, okay, when we fight for everybody, nobody turned around and fight for us. And so the new era is about selective solidarity, alignment based on mutual respect and reciprocity, not about guilt and manipulation. We're not signing up to take beatings meant for somebody else. You're going to have to take that whooping on your own. You understand? We building power and we coming together. You see? They need to keep those imported racial hierarchies and that cologne, keep that to yourself. Okay, keep in mind, Black skin equals servant class to these people. That's not an opinion. That's centuries old colonial engineering. Whether we talking about Latin America, Asia, Caribbean, wherever, it is what it is. It's a caste system. To them, Blackness is synonymous with service, and that we supposed to clean and defend and build and die if they need be. And so here's the cold part about it. Now imagine the confusion when they come to this land in America and see foundational Black Americans. Yes, we are descendants of enslaved Africans, but we walk around with confidence. We're running businesses, we lead in culture, we run universities, we run we run the cities. Hell, we shape the global conversation and we refuse to bow, especially to these people. To them, that's like rebellion. That's disorder. They come from societies where Black people are taught to know their damn place. So when we don't, they take it personally. To them, our refusal serves, it feels like disobedience. Shout out to Faquan. Our self-respect feels like arrogance, and our independence, the fact that we are not begging for validation, feels like an insult to their class conditioning. And let me tell you something, what they really hate is when they have a Black woman. Not only is she Black, but she's also a woman, because see, now you're dealing with patriarchy, that Latin American patriarchy, and you're dealing with colorism. And the idea that they have to bow down to a Black woman, it makes them very angry, because these are not egalitarian men. And any of you passport bros who've been anywhere in South America, Central America, the Caribbean, any one of those Muslim or Asian countries, you know quickly how they treat their women, which is why they're so happy to see your black behinds coming over there. Because you like a breath of fresh air, which are easy to get along with self compared to some of them hard-nosed Marios and them Mustafas. Mustafa got hands and a mean backhand. I'm just saying. But again, when these people come to this country, it's an inverted reality. You see? They have to come over here and work under us. You see? And that's why they call us lazy. Think about the irony. The very people who immigrate here to take advantage of the system that our foundational Black Americans ancestors built. And you heard the white people said it. I can let it play again. The white people said that it was us that built this country and we overcame the change. You heard what Ginger Wade said and Tipsy Tina. You see? We're the economic foundation of this nation. They forget the highways and the railroads and the industries, the very idea of civil rights they benefit from was built by Black people. Our sweat and our ingenuity and our muscle and our blood. Again, this country was not built by immigrants. It was built by settlers and enslaved people. And don't you ever let these immigrants tell you it was built by, they didn't bring their butts over here until after it was all together. It was built by settlers and enslaved settlers and imports brought against their will. And see, here's the cold part about it. They call us, what they're seeing now is exhaustion. See, generations of unpaid labor, decades of exploitation, centuries of doing work nobody else would do. And so at this point, we learn to say no. You got to understand, these people are so, why I keep playing with you, I'm teasing you all. Why are they not calling the Samoans? Why are they not calling the Swiss? Where are the Armenians? Why are they not calling them? You got to understand something. These people's sense of identity depends on us being beneath them. And in their countries, Black people working, serving, suffering gives everyone else a sense of superiority. It's the same dynamic colonialism taught them. You're not white, but at least you're not Black. So when they come here and see all these fabulous, wonderful, successful Black people doing well for themselves and refusing to be servants, in fact, most of them are our servants. They out here cutting our grass, putting our roofs on our houses, serving us alcohol or whatever at the corner store, doing some of you ladies out there getting your feet done right now. We refuse to be pawns because we refuse to jump in front of those batons. And what that does is it shakes their self-image to the core. They can't function without a class beneath them. They can't breathe without someone they can't breathe without someone to look down to. And that's why they keep trying to push us out into that role again through guilt, because they feel like we're supposed to be out there. So don't fall for that manipulation, all this fake coalition. That ain't gonna fly no more. You see, things are different now. We see the game. We understand the expectations for us, and it's not our time to sacrifice our money, our blood, our time, etc. You see? Let me say something. All the white folk, I want all the white Americans to listen to me. I'm gonna explain something to everybody in here. First generation, second generation, wherever you from around the world. Let me explain something to you. The American understanding, there's an understanding that exists between Black people and white people. See, in this society, there's Black and there is white. There's nothing else. Brown, yellow, Asian, red, you will never be in the conversation. Because Black and white is the foundation of America. And I know that, that's xenophobic. I'm just telling you what it is. Every other group, every other category fits somewhere between or around that dynamic. For 400 plus years, the central social tension in this country has been the relationship between Black people and white people. It shaped the laws, it shaped the economy, the culture, even the language. Every immigrant who arrives here, whether you're Asian, Hispanic, Arab, Caribbean, African, you entered this nation that was already structured around that binary. So when I say black people and white people, we have an understanding. I don't mean it's harmonious. I mean in the sense of familiarity. We lived through centuries of confrontation and negotiation and coexistence on this soil. We've learned each other's cues and codes and contradictions. You don't want to know why black people sat our ass down? Because we see them white people about to cut up and act a fool. We ain't about to get out there. We've seen that before. See, from the first slave ship to Jim Crow to civil rights battles, the dialogue between black and white America has always defined the country. It's a painful relationship, but it's an American one. We both built this system, one by domination, the other by endurance, and now we both live in the consequences of it. That's why even when we disagree, there's still a kind of fluency between us. We know how to read the room. We know the history that underlies every word. There's a shared vocabulary that newcomers don't understand. You don't have it. Shout out to Johnny Harris. That's what people miss when they talk about people of color and unity. And culturally, I'm gonna say this. I, as a foundational black American, a middle-aged black man whose lineage traces back hundreds of years, I have more in common with the typical white, working or middle-class Anglo-Saxon Protestant Christian man than I do somebody who just got off the plane or walked across the border. Why? Because we grew up under the same media and the same constitution and the same public school myths and the same national traumas in Vietnam and 9/11 and the Challenger explosion and civil rights era and Cold War. We might have stood on opposite sides of those events, but we shared them. Some man from overseas doesn't share that context. We didn't live through the busing debates and the crack epidemic and the deindustrialization of the 1980s or racial politics of American churches where the most segregated hour in America is 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. You foreign people don't carry the psychological residue of centuries of black and white coexistence. See, cultural proximity isn't the same as cultural allegiance. We might not always like each other. And I'm not saying this, I'm some white folk I'm cool with. Some white folk, I love them to death, appreciate them. And I'm not talking about individuals. Some white folk out there, y'all married to some white folk. You got some relatives, you cool as hell with them, cool motherfucker you ever know. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's plenty of them to say the same thing about us. You understand? That don't necessarily mean we're aligned culturally. You see? We don't necessarily always have to like each other, but we understand each other. We both know what the American game looks like, who built it, who runs it, who benefits, and who pays. Immigrants, on the other hand, you still learning the rules. You're still interpreting American race relations through the lens of your own hierarchies in your own countries. And what that does is it often leads to arrogance and misunderstanding. You all are getting yourself in trouble. You think you can import your class system here. You think you can set yourselves up above foundational black Americans. What they don't realize is the entire social construct was written long before y'all arrived. You're a guest at a table that was already carved out by 4 centuries of conflict, bloodshed, and war between black people and white people. That's why I say the more, and shout out to Yaya's kids, all right? I have more in common culturally with a white man who's a real American who's been here for generations than a foreigner who's trying to figure out how this country works, whatever color they are. And the white man and I both know what this land costs. We both got ancestors buried in it. One from exploitation, one from exhaustion. And hell, it's some white folk right here who are Irish and Italian who've been here for hundreds of years. And they understand too. We both understand what America promises and how often it fails to deliver. That shared reality is its own language. So no, We don't need to pretend that a random immigrant who arrived 5-10 years ago all suddenly understands our struggle better than the people we've been locked in history with for centuries. This country runs on black and white as an engine, and everyone else rides in the back seat of that car that we built, and that's it. Now, at the end of the day, black Americans are Americans, not by accident, not by immigration, but by blood, history, and endurance. When people talk about immigrants building this country, they forget that we're the country's first unpaid workforce. The majority of the work was done before they got here. The people who literally built its infrastructure, it got jump-started its economy and its identity, that's us. We're not new arrivals. We're the original Americans, in the truest sense, forged in this land, imported to it, bred in this land, bred on this land. Our ancestors' bones are buried in this land. Most of us can trace our lineage back to the 1700s, sometimes even earlier. Our ancestors were here before the Statue of Liberty, before Ellis Island, before the flood of European immigrants who arrived here in the 1900s. While the Italians and the Irish and the Polish and the Jewish families were stepping off the boats between 1900 and 1920, our families had already been here for 200 years, farming the soil, shaping the language, fighting in every American war from the Revolution onward. We didn't come here looking for opportunity. We created the opportunities others came here looking for. Every brick in this nation carries our fingerprints, from the plantations that funded Wall Street to the railroads, to the ports, to the cities that powered the Industrial Revolution. It was black labor, black skill, and above all, black suffering that built America's foundation. Shout out to Faquan. So when people tell us to go back, or when immigrants try to lecture us on how to assimilate, or we next, the irony is thick. Our ancestors were already here when most of their ancestors were still learning how to spell America. And if we want to go even deeper than that, the connection between Africans and this land goes back long before slavery. Look, before Columbus discovered anything, Africans were already traversing the Atlantic Ocean. So you got scholars like Ivan Van Sertima and others who documented the presence of Africans exploring as seafarers and traders who reached the Americas centuries before first Europeans ships set sail. You can see it in the Olmec heads in Mexico, carved with very distinct African features, standing as a stone witness to the history that predates European arrival. So the truth is, we've been part of this hemisphere story since the beginning, not as visitors, but as participants. And that's why when people talk about minorities and immigrants and coalitions, and they need to put some respect in that timeline, man. We're not a branch with a root. Every group that comes here benefits from the rights we fought and bled for, the civil rights they invoke, the voting protections they rely on, the equal opportunity laws they enjoy. All of it was built on the bones and the bravery of foundational Black Americans. So when we assert ourselves in this country, it's not arrogance, it's heritage. When we demand respect, it's not entitlement, it's recognition, because this land carries our story in its soil. We're not the footnote of America. We're the first chapter. We paid the cost. Our ancestors didn't migrate here. They were forged here. We paid the system, blood, sweat, taxes, loyalty. We did that. The contrast with the people who come in here as immigrants, legally or illegally. You don't see America as home. You see America as a business. Tell the truth. For them, America is a marketplace. It's not a mission. They're playing. Look. They're playing it simple. Come here, extract as much wealth, send the money back home, and eventually leave. When they're done taking all they can. Whether it's welfare checks, $100,000 a year salaries. And when they see use, and when I say use America, I don't mean just using the land or the economy. I mean using the American taxpayer. That's you. Okay, that's us. That's our grandparents and our great-grandparents who worked and paid into the system for generations. We're the ones who funded the infrastructure they drive on, and the public schools their kids attend, and the military that keeps our borders secure, and the social safety nets that keep families afloat. They didn't build that, we did. So what they call an opportunity, we recognize exploitation. I just came here to work and have a better life. You came here for that opportunity, but it's exploitation to us. Because see, you're taking from the system without having already invested in it. Your ancestors and grandparents weren't here. And again, we are not immigrants, we are imports. We are not immigrants, we are foundational to this country. We are not the same. We've defended it, we've sacrificed it, and you have done none of that. You're just a consumer. And they come over here with that mindset, they take advantage of the system our ancestors fought for, then they turn around and criticize the same country they're living off of. They got the nerve to wave their home country flags while cashing American checks. Meanwhile, foundational Black Americans, the one who've been here since before there was an America, are the ones who expect to keep the lights on and hold the line and stay loyal through it all. Look, Black folk, America is ours to protect. And you need to understand that our relationship to this country is different. We don't see America as a pit stop. We see it as home. It's the only home we got. Our ancestors built the foundation, and we have the right and the responsibility to maintain and protect it. So when we talk about keeping America strong, it's not nationalism, it's legacy protection. Because our lineage, our sacrifice, and our identity are woven into the DNA of this nation. We are not going anywhere. We're not passing through. We are America. We're its conscience, its labor, and its soul. You need to understand that. Now, we as American as it gets. Our roots run deep in the soul. And from the plantations to the battlefields, from the cotton fields to the concrete, this land carries the bones and labor and spirit of our ancestors. So understand something when I tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, if anybody ever tries to take us off our land, we're gonna do what Americans do best, and that's fight. So we're not worried about getting deported, because we as Black Americans, as foundational Black Americans, have a long history of people who fought every kind of war, physical, economic, psychological, and spiritual. We've survived it all, and we're still standing. And because we've done that, we've earned the right to stand our ground. So no, Black Americans are not coming to save the rest of you all. We already done our part. We fought the wars, we built the cities, we took the beatings, and we forced this country to confront its own hypocrisy. Now it's your turn. You want to be here? You want to call yourself an American? Then you need to do what we did. You need to fight for it. Earn your place. The same way we earned ours. And if you survive the struggle, if you can build something lasting out of it, then you paid your dues. But until then, you are on your own. We're not getting off the bench this time. We're not marching for you. We're not bleeding for you or protesting for you. We've already carried this nation on our backs for centuries. We're not stepping in front of another damn bullet meant for somebody else, because we understand something that most people don't. Sacrifice without reciprocity is slavery. And we're done being anybody's damn moral labor force. We've already fought in every war. The war for freedom, the civil rights, the war for economic survival, the war for dignity. We paid our citizenship in full with interest. So all you newcomers and opportunities and politicians looking for another group to do the heavy lifting, you are on your own. We'll be over protecting what's ours, our families, our people, our black men and black women. This is the time for us to get back together. Let's put that gender war aside. We need to protect the culture and protect our legacy. Look, foundational black Americans are not abandoning America. We are America. But one thing we done saving everyone else. We've already done enough saving. It's time to protect what we built by any means necessary. Now, let me go ahead and read these super chats. And then I'm going to give y'all this blistering closing statement because it needs to be done. We got 27 super chats, chatting it up. Shout out to Team Cyber One, respect. Shout out to K Green Music. Thank you for your work. Shout out to Cheney G. Thank you. Learn something, earn something. Y'all know y'all learned something. I put that whole argument about Mexico saving all the black people ran to Mexico. It was 5,000 people. That's a Sunday church service full of people. I know you learned something. Go. Thank you so much, Mr. Spurling. You shared the wisdom. Appreciate you, baby. Good looking out. The Teflon Sean, $1.99. That's funny. Shout out to Teflon Sean again for the $1.99. Shout out to Coach Mitchell. Shout out to my girl Penny Ford. What's up, baby? Thank you so much. She's over there in Germany hanging out. What up, Critical Thinking Tribe? The blacks woke up. Well, some of us. Thanks, Uncle D. No problem, baby. Black saying, thank the ancestors. We got citizenship. We are all heroes and heroines. Our superpower is truth. Yes, it is. We got 28 super chats. Maybe we'll get to 30 before I finish. Penny Ford said they looked around and found that the only attack dogs are Maxine Waters, Al Sharpton, and Jasmine Crockett. If you follow a fool, you're worse than a fool. Funny. Good stuff. Shout out to GoGo. Thank you so much. Love the stream and the chat. Thank you so much, fam. Faquan, thank you so much. Cody Marshall, good looking out. Good to see you here, Cody. What's up, my brother from New Orleans? Shout out to you again, Cody Marshall. Who else? Cody Marshall, hot. Okay, we're not our ancestors anymore. We fight back. Amen to that, brother. Who else? Faquan, Black Sand. Got 29 super chats. Let's see if we can get to 30. Our ancestry started here in the United States. We owe our allegiance to this flag. We fight on the side of this flag. Thank you so much. Donna means you can call me Lala. What's up, Lala? Hi, everybody. Hey, what's up, baby? Faquan, thank you for the super sticker. Channy G, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Cody Marshall, put the cut water down, baby. Thank you so much. Alabama Clay, welcome to the membership. Faquan, welcome. Faquan again for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Faquan, with the three-peat. Shout out to Johnny Harris. Uncle D, the Africans are right when they say we aren't the same because they are Hamites, Africana. They don't sell their own people. They sold the other, which were and you are Shemites and Hebrews. I wish they just pick a side. Shout out to Yaya's kids. Thank you so much. Read the room. It's essential. Shout out to Faquan. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. Carletta Ivy. Thank you so much for the $10. Alabama Clay Child, thank you so much. And that is all of the super stickers. Broadcast on the repeat. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna give you some smoke. Okay, I need you all to understand that I need you all to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Help me get to where I need to get to. Shout out to everybody who's going to watch it on the rebroadcast and contribute with the super hearts, etc., etc. But in the meantime, let me lay this down for you. I need y'all to understand something. There's a gentleman. His name is Kevin D. Roberts. Okay, and the man is clearly obsessed with black life, and it runs deeper than curiosity. I need you to understand. Let me show you. Let me put it in context for you. Okay, these people cannot leave us alone. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you something. Let me put it in context. But I want you to understand something. These folk will not leave us alone, will they? Look at this. Look at this white woman right here. Shout out to GCL.
That's Southern Lady Training.
Okay.
So it's like, not easily offended. But are you?
Listen.
Oh yeah, I had to record for my safety. I was a little afraid when you came to the.
This white woman just randomly ran up to these two black dudes in the car. Okay, understand what's going on?
I didn't even know you was on. Yeah, like when you came to the car, you scared us. I almost pulled off. I don't know what was going.
I love this. Will you guys send this
Now,
to me?
did
Because
you
I
look
want to
like
show.
you scared for her life? I want you to understand. This is what they will not go on the airplane and be sitting in first class and see if white people don't ask you all your business. Be the new black person coming. They be bringing pies over to see you in the new neighborhood and whatnot. Hey, how are you? My name's Tom, and this is my wife Jill. Just want to welcome you to the neighborhood. You understand?
I want to show my kids. I want to be like, so these two grown-ass black men were scared of me. So I can tell my 7 and 9-year-old daughter.
I'm gonna tell my 7 and 9-year-old these two grown black men were afraid of me. Why you all? I thought y'all supposed to be afraid. I thought y'all had somebody type black fatigue in the chat room. I thought this was black fatigue time. I thought you all were afraid of us. She don't look like she's afraid. It looked like she is trying to go on hiatus. It looks like to me. I'm just saying. It looked to me. What I'm looking at. Okay, this looks like the beginning of a grown-up film. That's what it looks to me. That's what this looked like to me. Okay, she don't look like she has no black fatigue at all. Look like to me she is cool with what's happening right now. In my humble
blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, so watch the fuck out because your mom don't.
She don't fucking play. I was afraid. I didn't know what was going on.
Looks like fixation.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh shit!
I apologize.
Okay, I love this.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
To me, that look like fixation to me. All right. And she is not the only one. Okay. Again, I mentioned his name earlier. The gentleman's name is Kevin Roberts, Kevin D. Roberts. Shout out to who is that? Just came? Sage. My man Sage Talk Media. What's happening, brother? This guy, Kevin D. Roberts, he is the man, like a lot of white folk claim to have, shout out to all the white folk who are infatuated with black people. He claims, they all have this black fatigue, but then they have this obsession with black life. And it runs deeper than just curiosity. It reeks of infatuation. This is a very, very, very white man. Okay. Not only is he white, he is the president of the Heritage Foundation. He is the chief architect of Project 2025. Right? Okay. And this man, let me tell you what he did. He spent his entire career studying who? Not his own people, not the history of the KKK, not the Nazis, none of that. He spent his entire academic career studying our history. All of the subjects in the world, he chose to center his intellectual legacy on enslaved Africans of America. And his record speaks for itself. The man got a PhD from the University of Texas in 2003. What was his dissertation on? Slaves and slavery in Louisiana, the evolution of Atlanta, a dissertation dissecting the lives of enslaved in the Gulf. So basically, this man read all of these historical periodicals about what black people were saying during slavery. This is what the man did. He got a master's degree from Virginia Tech in 1999. The African Virginian extended kin. The prevalence of West African family forms among slaves in Virginia from 1940 to 1870. You see if this man this is odd. He spent his life peering into the lives of foundational black Americans, charting our pain, tracing our patterns, decoding our silence. But make no mistake, this wasn't reverence, it was recon. Shout out to all my military folks. He was doing recon. Because Kevin Roberts is not just a historian, he is a strategist of control, a man attempting to weaponize what he learned from our suffering into a political blueprint under Donald Trump. The man literally came up with a manual design and engineered in trying to dominate us through order and chaos. You understand? Okay, he believed that, let me tell you what he thought. What he thought was that the next national crisis, black America would once again become an emotional labor force for America's drama. He thought our outrage would be predictable, our tears televised, our bodies in the streets, our pain, the propellant for his policy. See, they're trying to usher in these policies. He imagined riots, not reason, flames, not focus, because see, what they saw was that George Floyd spark in the tragedy. In that moment, he and others could, they could twist it into justification for military might and police crackdowns and police submissions of Black people. He envisioned a rerun of Bloody Sunday, a chance to reenact the theater of state violence under the guise of law and order. He thought the cameras would return. He thought we'd dance again to the same drum of reaction. He expected hashtags and CNN, right? This is what he thought. They were going to video this, film the cycle of oppression and spin it again. In his mind, we were dependable. Our rebellion was predictable. Our anguish was exploitable. Shout out to Where's the Love. He truly believed that the Black people who built America's conscience would remain forever trapped in its as its unpaid therapist. You see? And that the emotional janitors, if you will, of this empire. But this time the playbook failed. The streets stayed calm. The fires never came. The cameras starved. And that silence he mistook for submission, but was actually strategy. You see? Look, let me tell you something, man, and I don't really get too religious. What Kevin Roberts and the rest of these soulless miscreants don't understand about foundational Black American people particularly, we are God's chosen people. We are the descendants of those who endured the furnace and emerged forged, not broken. He and people like him don't understand that discipline is the new defiance. We don't perform on command. We don't bleed for their ratings or rage for their profit. We have mastered the ancient art of strategic stillness. That the same quiet our ancestors used when they plotted revolts in coded songs, when they prayed in whispers that sounded like surrender, were actually war signals. And so now they are confused because they mistook our composure for compliance. They thought we'd forgotten how to fight, when the truth is we simply learned how to win. You see? That's all that happened. These people truly believe that the next national crisis, they will be able to utilize that video footage and come after us. And see, now that they realize we're resting, that we're not coming to march or riot or play the little chaos games, they've started coming after us. These people are desperate. They want our attention, our outrage, and our reaction so bad. And since we won't come to them, they're coming straight to our spaces, trying to drag us back into the theater of conflict. When have you these people have showed up, these same high IQ people with this Black fatigue are showing up at historically Black colleges. They're not there to learn. They're not there to debate. They're there to provoke. They don't want to talk to the professors. They want to bait our young Black 18, 19-year-old students. They want to catch a hot-headed young brother or sister on camera so they can then twist that into the next violent Black mob headline. And of course, they're bringing up the favorite props, their cameras, their microphones, their fake smiles, their little gotcha questions. They want to walk into Black campuses and act like they're having an honest debate. And when really they're sitting up for a viral moment, because this ain't about truth. It's about footage. It's not about conversation. It's about content. They want to film a Black student, a young Black person, a baby, yelling so that they can edit it, crop it, feed it to their audience as proof. See? Proof that they're angry. Proof that we're violent. Proof that they can't exist in a dignified country. They want proof that they have the right to fear us. They want the world to see our children as monsters. So when the time comes to legislate against us, nobody flinches. And that's the saddest part. And the cold part is we got black sellouts. We got black sellouts helping them out, standing on the sidelines or clapping. It's freedom of speech. They have the right to be there. No, the hell they don't. Not when their speech is a setup. They don't have the right to invoke a riot. There ain't no freedom in that. Their freedom is just masked as provocation. These people aren't here there to talk. They're here to trigger people. They're there to bait people in and record it and circulate it. They want a viral clip. They don't want a conversation. They're dying for one of these young kings or queens to lose their composure so they can scream and see, look at how they act. But we peeped the game. We know the playbook. And this is the same setup they used in the 1960s. When they sent hecklers to Martin Luther King rallies, when they sicked dogs and cameras on peaceful marchers, hoping that we would fight back. But the only thing was that our people were well trained and they said, under no circumstances do you fight back. So all they did was film a bunch of one-sided brutality, trying to label it as law and order. And the whole world saw, look at these people, how savage they are, attacking these poor black people dressed up in their Sunday best. We played them then and we'll play them again. Shout out to Cantrell. See, the difference now is that we're not biting. Our young people wisely call the police and have those people removed from the campus. Our young people are more aware, more strategic, more grounded than ever. And they're meditating there instead of marching. They're building instead of breaking. They're thinking instead of reacting. And the old folks are doing line dances. Boots on the ground. Because, see, we finally understand when you let your enemies film your emotions, you hand them your power. So, no, we're not falling for it. We're not arguing on camera with these people. We're not giving them their moment. We're not playing extras in their propaganda. Keep in mind, these are the same people for a few months who said they had black fatigue, but you taking your behind over to some of the blackest colleges in the world to harass these black people. Keep that in mind. We know what we're dealing with. And for those of you all who don't believe what I'm saying, that they're here to promote some sort of response, let me help you remember something. And this is not new to us. It's not imagination. This is history. They've done it before. Every time we rise, every time we find our rhythm, every time we start to win, they change the rules and burn the field. Make no mistake. What you're seeing right now is a deliberate provocation. They're trying to drag us back into the play we stop auditioning for. We don't want to participate in this. And when we refuse to take the bait, it offends them because they expected us to play our old role, to jump up, to swing, to scream, to sing. They want to hear an old Negro spiritual right now. We at the movies chilling like, nah, I'm good. See, these people don't just feed off our energy, they monetize it. Our outrage is their marketing plan and our defense is their donation. And the proof is right there on their own data. Look at the FBI 2023 hate crime statistics. Anti-black hate crimes. We being only 13% of the population in this country makes up half of the racially hated crimes in the United States, a total of 56%. That's not coincident. That's not random. That's targeting. That's conditioning. That's a message. The Southern Poverty Law Center counted 1,200 active hate extremist groups in 2024, with a 40% spike in online activity targeting Black communities and HBCUs. They're trying to take the fight digital because the physical intimidation stopped working. But here's the thing: we're not that movie anymore. We're not falling for that trap. We're not performing pain for their profit. We're not marching into ambushes disguised as interviews. You can only have a real debate with both sides when they both come in good faith. And there's no good faith in two grown men with MAGA hats on showing up at an HBCU campus in the middle of the day with a baton and a camera and a burner account. Not happening. Every time black people built something powerful, something self-sufficient, something beautiful, they destroyed it. Whether we're talking about Tulsa 1921, Greenwood, Black Wall Street, Rosewood 1923, one lie from one white woman, the entire black town was wiped off the map. Elaine, Arkansas in 1919, the sharecroppers got together and say, hey, y'all need to pay us our money and pay us fair play. 200 black men and women and children were unalived in cold blood, 200. And guess what the newspaper called it? A race riot. It was a massacre. And that's not it. You got Colfax, Slocum, Texas, Colfax, Louisiana. You had hundreds of black towns that were erased between 1865 and 1945. That's not random, man. That's systematic annihilation. Why? Because black prosperity has always been seen as rebellion. Our success is treated as a threat. Our self-sufficiency is seen as defiance. Every time we educate our children and start businesses or circulate our dollars, we expose the lie at the foundation of white supremacy that we can't survive without their system. So they didn't just burn down our towns, they burned our image. Jim Crow, redlining, destroying our families. You had the federal government in the form of the Federal Housing Administration literally warn against ensuring loans in black neighborhoods. You understand what I'm saying? Let me be clear. This is not about hating white people or any people. We don't hate nobody. We are not those people. We are beautiful people. We are loving people. We are forgiving people. And the truth is, there's always been righteous, good white people who stood by us and actually were beaten. And many of them were unalive right alongside us. It was a situation that happened in Colfax, Louisiana. The white mob came and killed all the blacks and all the whites. They had a little bastion going on. They elected a new sheriff. They killed everybody. There's a lot of white people that came out swinging on our behalf in the name of justice. But see, the system is trained the mobs, funded the laws and wrote the lies. That's the enemy. That's who we're talking about. See, America has a short memory, but we don't. We carry these receipts. It's written in ash, it's written in blood, and it's written in our, and that's our brilliance. And let me tell you something else. Why we're not out protesting, we good over here. We are good over here. Come on to the front. Let me make something clear why we are target also, why they want us to come out there, and why we won't simultaneously. The reason you don't see black folk out riding and raging and falling in the traps of chaos simply, we are good. And when I say good, let me explain something. Irrespective of the noise you hear on the internet and the gender wars and the debates and the distractions, underneath all that, we are striving. We're arguing on the internet. Okay, cool. Because we can, because we got time to do that. Because we're not broken. Those are growing pains. You got a bunch of young black people out here. Of course, they're going to be arguing about relationships and what they want. That's what young people argue about, relationships. We in breeding age. That's the sound of people evolving, not collapsing. See, we've learned that power doesn't always have to perform. We don't need to make a scene to make a move. Because while they're watching for protest signs, we're signing contracts. While they're expecting fire in the streets, we're lighting up boardrooms and classrooms and bank accounts. At this moment in history, Black Americans stand as a living proof of resilience, intelligence, and progress. We are not a defeated people. We are a rising power. Understand these facts collectively. Black consumers command over $1 trillion in spending power every year. And the projections show that the number is soaring by 2030. It's going to be 1.7 trillion. That's almost $2 trillion. That's not just spending power, that's leverage. That's leverage that changes everything. Millions of Black Americans are climbing the economic ladder. 2.5 million Black people between the age of 18 and 64 now occupy the top third of America's income distribution. That's transformation in motion, not theory, but fact. The Black median household has risen from $41,000 in 2011 to $53,000 in 2022, almost a 30% increase. 2023, black unemployment dropped 55%. That's the lowest in recorded history. Between 2019 and 2022, the median black household net worth jumped roughly 20%, largely due to the rising home equity. They can't afford houses because they can't afford them. But we got the houses because we've been here. Numbers don't lie. That's progress. It's real, it's measurable, it's undeniable. But here's what happens next. And it always happens at the same time. When the system sees black progress, it panics. So what do? They rally around a scapegoat, black success. They scramble to rewrite the story, to reassert dominance through fear and division and deception. They use the media manipulation, voter suppression, policy restrictions, economic barriers, anything to slow down the momentum. You see what I'm saying? They thought we could never rise. Shout out to Earth Angel. I preach the truth over here, and the truth ain't always gloom and bloom. We've already won, considering where we came from. No matter what they tried, the courts, the newsrooms, the legislators, the streets, the truth remains. We dominate. And domination isn't about violence or volume. It's not about who yells the loudest or swings the hardest. Domination is endurance, it's intelligence, it's adaptability, it's faith. And we got all that in spades. So no matter how many storms they summon, how many narratives they twist, how many walls they build, we rise again and again and again, every generation stronger than the last, because while they're obsessed with stopping us, we're obsessed with building us. You see? And so now we're not marching because we're moving differently. Why are these rich, successful black people gonna mess up their manicures and scuff the tires on their BMWs and Mercedes Benzes and Bentleys to come out there and duck tear gas with you all? We're not burning buildings, we own the buildings. And that's what they can't stand. And after everything is done, everything they've tried, we're still here, smiling, working, winning, because no matter how much their structures fracture, we rise. They don't understand. We're not afraid. They don't understand. We know our history. For 400 years, we fought every step. They don't realize the so-called law they passed, every line, they drew every protection they built for themselves was out of fear. Fear of us, fear of our rise, fear of our willingness to fight back. We know our history, every sacrifice, every rebellion, every victory, every drop of blood. See, the problem with revisionist history is that they don't know the real story. They think black people just sang spirituals and waited for Lincoln to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. They don't know about the black warriors in the maroon communities. They don't know about who fought back long before the Civil War, long before America even called itself free. They don't know about what happened at Fort Mose, founded in 1738, the first free black settlement in what is now the United States, and at that time, Spanish Florida. That was a fortress of freedom, a beacon for escaped slaves, long before the Declaration of Independence ever claimed liberty for men. They don't know about the Stono Rebellion in 1739 in South Carolina, one of the earliest, largest uprisings in British colonies. We've been fighting this thing since day one. Hell, let's skip forward to 1811, right there in Louisiana, outside of New Orleans. They call it the German Coast Uprising. 500 enslaved black people were marching on New Orleans, waving flags of liberation. Whether we're talking about Gabriel Prosser's rebellion in 1800, or Denmark Vesey conspiracy in Charleston, 1822. What about the Black Seminoles? These people in the swamps of Florida from 1816 to 1858, 2 years before the Civil War, fought the U.S. Army to a draw. They fought all their tacticians, soldiers, and strategists, fought them to a draw, couldn't do anything with them. There's a historian, his name is Herbert Epithker. He cataloged over 200 slave rebellions, uprisings, and conspiracies across the American South in the time during 200 in a 250-year time period. That's damn near one every couple. Did you understand? That's like 1.5 every year, one a year, more or less. Every year we was out there doing stuff. People were scared to death. Scared to death. And we're not even talking about the ship mutinies and the plantation insurrections and the guerrilla raids and the coordinated escape. None of that. Now I want to ask you something, all you big bad people out there. Understand that we fought this country before and it pushed it. We'll fight again. Not for conquest, but for freedom. For the right to live and breathe on the land we built. This is our country. Now back then, shout out to Where's the Love, back then, our numbers were tiny. In 1790, enslaved population counted in the hundreds, 300. By 1860, we were 4 million. And we fought tooth and nail against the might of the entire the empire. Now those dissidents number in tens of millions. It's 48 million of us, Black Americans right now. 48 million. Y'all couldn't do nothing with 4 million. You couldn't even do nothing with 300. What are you going to do with 48 million Black men and women? And most of our women could whoop most of y'all men anyway. I'm going to just keep it 100. So to all you white nationalists and white supremacists who think you just going to provoke us into chaos, let me be clear. That's your fantasy. It's not a plan. We know our history. We know our costs. You don't. And we know exactly what real resistance looks like. We will not be baited into becoming the villains in somebody else's propaganda film. And we will protect our people and our history and legacy like we've always done. And we will do it lawfully, and we will do it strategic, and we will do it disciplined. So before you start pointing the finger at anyone, okay, before you light another fire or wave another darn flag, look in the mirror. You're the problem. Calm down. Get your house in order. That's what you need to do. Get your house in order. You got 57% of the people, sex abusers in 2021 are white. 79% of the family violence offenders are white. 74% of the victims are white. You need to clean up what's going on inside your house. While we've been rising and building and evolving, you've been unraveling. White supremacists, you got to look around and ask yourself some hard questions. This is their problem. They don't know, how can these people, these very ones that we were taught was beneath us, now be thriving and creating and leading and excelling? And the answer is simple: because we never stop moving forward, even when you chain your own feet. We know what white supremacy teaches. We've studied it for centuries. It tells the average white man that no matter how poor and stupid you are still better than the richest Black man. Even Lyndon B. Johnson, the former president of the United States, white Southern president, exposed that lie. He said this: if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, he'll give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you. And that lie built an empire, but it's crumbling under its own weight. You guys got a 79% opioid overdose issue. These are not Hispanic. These are straight white people. You got the highest rate of mortality from heroin use, 4.1 per 100,000. You understand? We supposed to be the drug addicts and the derelicts, and you all are taking more than us. Shit. You understand? You got a bad situation. Horrible. Now, I'm going to run this video real quick because I want y'all to understand the context. And I know some of you are a little cussing mad because you saw it earlier, but we got to let it play. Little Asian lady. This is what this came from. Little Asian lady decided she wanted to talk to y'all. Let's let the little Asian lady play. Y'all hit the number 1 button if you can hear it clearly. I want you all to hear what's being said. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I want you to hear it. Pull it up. Taking a little longer. Here we go. Listen to this.
Fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting and it is dangerous. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to do the same thing. But make sure you're doing something and stop acting like your apathy is activism. We are not our ancestors. I used to hate that saying because it's disrespectful, but now I get it because our ancestors were brave. They were built different. And some of y'all are built like your ancestors because a lot of y'all had cowards for ancestors. And it shows. My ancestors were way too badass. I already know that I do not measure up, even though I practically.
She said our ancestors were cowards and her ancestors were badass. I want you to keep, she's talking about our foundational Black American ancestors. I want you to, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, all of them. Keep going.
Live outside, but we are living through our government being taken over. Hiding in fear won't save you and has never won a battle, and it will not win you your freedom either. So if you're too scared to come outside, fine. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. Cool. Stay inside because the rest of us are working. But I will say that I believe that the people who put us in this mess need to be on the front lines. Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA, farmers for Trump, and of course, privileged white folks always ready to play savior, never ready to save themselves.
All righty. So let's have a conversation real quick. Okay. I want to direct this to the little lady right there. Let me make something crystal clear. I want every word to sting where it needs to. Don't you ever in your whole life call our ancestors cowards. The fact that I even have to say this tells me how far removed some of y'all are from reality. How quick some people are to enjoy the privileges purchased with our blood and are bold enough to spit on the graves of the people who made our presence in this country possible. You said our ancestors were cowards? Because we're not in the streets protesting right now? No, they were strategists. They were strategic. They were survivors. They were warriors who fought the most powerful empire on earth with no army, no allies, no mercy shown to them, and still birthed a nation inside of a nightmare. Let's get something straight, ma'am. Your family wasn't hanging from trees in Mississippi. Your grandmother wasn't dragged through dirt roads in Alabama for daring to register to vote. Your great-grandfather wasn't whipped until his skin came off his back for teaching another man how to read. Black people in America didn't come from cowardice. We came from hell, and we built heaven out of it. Cowardice? No, cowardice is watching injustice happen and doing nothing unless it benefits you. Cowardice is staying silent when your voice could make a difference. Cowardice is hiding behind our courage while you enjoy the open doors we kick down. When your grandparents came to America, there were already Black soldiers buried under its soil. Black women had already been beaten, jailed, and firebombed so you could walk your ass freely in this country and open a business without whites only signs hanging over your head. You didn't protest for the right to immigrate here. Our people died for it. Every freedom you enjoy, every law that protects you is built on the bones of the same people you just disrespected. If my ancestors were cowards, you'd still be begging a white man for permission to enter this country. So keep your mouth shut. Matter of fact, keep your mouth off of us. Because we fought wars you never would have survived. We fought with faith when the world gave us nothing but despair. We fought with our hands, our minds, and our blood, while the same government that let your behind over here was lynching our people. You don't get to call our descendants Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and Ida B. Wells and Soldier of the Truth and Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King cowards. You don't get to talk down to the lineage of black men and women who built this nation brick by brick, under lash, under the gun, under constant threat of annihilation. We're not out in the streets because we learn from history. Because we understand that every time we bleed, someone else cashes in on the spectacle. We've matured past emotional reaction. We've evolved beyond performative protest. And most of all, we've outgrown the need to prove our bravery to anyone, especially you. So let me educate you. When you see us quiet, we're not scared, we're calculating. When you see us still, we're not frozen, we're focused. When you don't see us outside, it's because we're inside building power, financial, political, and generational. You see, we've spent 400 years fighting battles so other people could claim freedom. And we're done fighting on command. And this is damn sure not cowardice, it is wisdom. This is the evolution of a people who learn that the loudest fighter isn't always the one who wins. Sometimes it's the one who moves in silence, who waits for the right time and strikes with precision. So before you run your big fat mouth and call us cowards, remember who opened the door for you to speak freely. Remember whose struggle created the space you now occupy. And remember that we are the descendants of survivors, not spectators. You wouldn't last one damn generation in the world our ancestors endured. We didn't need validation from the descendants of bystanders. We're the descendants of the storm. We're the children of the ones who refused to die, who refused to bow, who refused to stop believing that freedom was worth fighting for. So the next time you think to call us cowards, understand the only reason you can speak that insult in English instead of your native land, your native tongue, and you can do it in America as opposed to in your native soil without chains on your wrists, is because our so-called cowardly ancestors built the stage you're standing on. Now go sit your ass down and show some respect, because while you talk, we build. And while you mock, we rise. And when this country shifts again, and it always does, don't be surprised when the same people you just called cowards are the ones standing while the dust settles. This is Uncle D. I love you all. And as I always say at this time, I'm out.
In the Spurling podcast, hit the like button, subscribe.